Chapter 241. Discovery on Planet Earth. But Chen Yu didn't come out even after the auction ended. Ling Tian's men simply went inside to investigate and, after some effort at the front desk, found out that Chen Yu was actually staying in the most luxurious penthouse suite of the hotel. The subordinates immediately returned to the penthouse suite of the Northern Star's first hotel and reported the situation to the extremely angry Ling Tian. "Young master, that's the way it is. That kid didn't leave the royal hotel at all. He's staying in the penthouse suite on the top floor." Upon hearing this, Ling Tian angrily smashed the glass in his hand onto the ground. "Humph, that kid is really hateful, actually acting like a turtle, afraid to come out." The subordinates really wanted to say, "It's late at night, and the auction is over. Why would he come out?" Ling Tian's anger had to be released, not only because he had taken a beating for that kid the night before, but also because of today's auction. What made Ling Tian feel even more humiliated was that he, a super rich second generation from a level 5 civilization, had never lost face in front of a level 4 civilization's trash. "Tell me, what can we do to teach that kid a good lesson?" The subordinates began to scratch their heads, trying to think of a solution. The middle-aged man who had given Ling Tian the Tier 3 gene pill earlier said, "Young master, if you really want to deal with that kid, I do have a way." Ling Tian's eyes lit up. "What way? Tell me quickly." The middle-aged man put on a profound look and said, "We can find a hitman to take care of that kid." Ling Tian's eyes lit up. He already harbored murderous intentions towards Chen Yu. "Good, but this is Northern Star. Where can we find a hitman?" "Hee, young master, a friend of mine has an account with an interstellar assassin alliance on Northern Star. He can help me post an assassination mission." "Good, how much money will it take?" "The Underground Assassin Alliance on Northern Star charges very high prices, but that kid is just an ordinary person. 5 million galaxy coins should be enough." Ling Tian felt a pang of pain at the thought of spending 5 million galaxy coins to kill that kid, but he still gritted his teeth and said, "Okay, money is not a problem. You arrange it. I want him to die as soon as possible." "Hee, okay, young master, I will definitely live up to your expectations." On the other side, Chen Yu opened the information on his identity card on a glass screen in the presidential suite of the Royal Hotel. Inside, detailed information about Earth 2, which he bought today, had been added, as well as video data of the planet's environment, etc. The more Chen Yu looked at the planet, the more satisfied he became. Seen from space, this Earth 2 was even greener and bluer than the real Earth. Moreover, the ratio of land area to ocean area was also similar to Earth's. The mountains and rivers were majestic, and the highest peak on Earth 2 was 1,000 meters higher than Mount Everest. Chen Yu also saw that Earth 2 had more plains which were very suitable for human development. Then there were the types of plants and animals on this planet. Chen Yu was very curious as to why such an ecosystem, similar to Earth's, and with an even more beautiful environment, had not evolved intelligent life. Chen Yu carefully looked at the planet's introduction and the real videos taken above. Suddenly, Chen Yu saw an animal on this planet. It was actually a primate. Chen Yu's eyes widened. In the video, these primates were actually holding tools in their hands, like spears and stone axes. They were chasing some quadrupedal animals in the jungle. Chen Yu couldn't help but be surprised. Who said there were no intelligent creatures here? Aren't these primates intelligent? They already know how to use tools, aren't they considered intelligent creatures? Chen Yu suddenly realized that in the eyes of these advanced civilizations, these lives that have not yet evolved into highly intelligent beings are no different from ordinary animals. Chen Yu continued to look at other videos of the planet and found traces of this primate all over the planet. Obviously, they are the masters of this planet, relying on their powerful tribe, using tools to hunt, and ruling this planet. If I want to develop this planet, or even colonize it with Earth humans, I will inevitably have to confront these primates. Alas, this is really a headache. They already have corresponding intelligence. Isn't this equivalent to invading their planet? Chen Yu said to himself. As a Yangzia person, Chen Yu's thinking is traditional, and he generally does not bully the weak, but now he has spent trillions of galaxy coins. It is a planet that he has really bought. How could he just leave it there? "Captain, you can designate a territory for the primates on the original planet, let them reproduce and evolve freely, and the rest of the planet's land will be your territory." The AI reminded Chen Yu. Chen Yu has seen some Earth sci-fi movies, and this kind of planetary invasion is bound to be accompanied by war. For example, the Earth movie Avatar many years ago was about Earthlings using technology to invade a planet called Pandora. As a result, they were met with a strong counterattack from the local indigenous life, and in the end, the Earthlings actually lost. And the primates on Earth too, like humans, have trunks, legs, and walk upright. It's just that I don't know what their real intelligence is like, and what the danger is. Chen Yu is going to go to Earth 2 for a field trip after the matter on Norton Star is over. First set up an outpost there. Just as Chen Yu was still studying this Earth 2, at the bottom of the Golden Hotel building, two men in black were using high-tech climbing equipment to head towards the penthouse suite on the top floor. And just as the two climbed halfway, the AI's voice sounded in Chen Yu's mind. Captain, I have detected that in this building where you are staying, there are two humanoids carrying weapons, and they are climbing quickly towards the top floor. Do you want me to deal with them for you? Chen Yu waved his hand and said. Hehe, no need. Those two must have been sent by that rich second generation named Ling Tian tonight. Not bad, they're pretty fast. The Royal Hotel is heavily guarded, but he actually thought of sending people to climb up the outer wall. Pretty smart, but that kid is going to be disappointed. AI, how long will it take them to climb to the top floor? According to their current speed, it will take about 15 minutes. Chen Yu's eyes lit up. 15 minutes is already enough. I'll go collect some interest first, then come back and deal with these two ignorant trash. Chen Yu returned to the room and quickly changed into a night suit, which is a full-body black suit plus a mask, but this was made by the AI with high technology. It can isolate laser detection, so that Chen Yu's appearance will not be photographed by any level 5 civilization equipment. Chen Yu walked out of the room and jumped up, quickly disappearing into the night sky. Chapter 242. Chen Yu leaped from the top floor of the Royal Hotel, soaring through the air towards the top floor of the first hotel, where Ling Tian was. At this moment, in the presidential suite on the top floor of the first hotel, Ling Tian was in the bedroom, engaged in friendly exchanges with three beautiful human women. Several bodyguards were sitting in the living room outside the door, clearly a reinforcement of security after the last incident. But Chen Yu didn't care about these people at all, his absolute strength was there. Chen Yu gently landed on the balcony, then vanished from the spot in a flash. The next moment, Chen Yu had already appeared in the suite's living room, before the bodyguards could even react. Like a gust of wind, Chen Yu swiftly knocked them all unconscious. These bodyguards were at most early-stage interstellar rank 2 life forms, like paper tigers in front of Chen Yu's interstellar rank 4 strength. Although the fight outside was brief, Ling Tian, who was exercising inside, still heard it. By this time, the battle in the living room had ended, and Chen Yu arrived at the door, kicking the bedroom door open. Ah, stop hitting me, stop hitting me. Who are you? I have no grudges against you, are you sure you have the right person? Chen Yu didn't waste words with Ling Tian. This kid sent people to kill him just because his bid at the auction today was higher. Chen Yu was now one to repay every grievance, since Ling Tian was so ruthless, he shouldn't blame him for being ruthless and merciless. The next few minutes were the most painful minutes Ling Tian had ever experienced in his life. This time, Chen Yu didn't hold back, attacking even more fiercely than last time, kicking Ling Tian again and again. Bang, bang, bang. Ling Tian's wails gradually became weak and faint. Chen Yu knew that this guy would take gene pills to quickly recover from his injuries. But this time, Chen Yu didn't want this guy to recover so quickly, even if he recovered, he had to enjoy this extreme pain. About 10 minutes later, Chen Yu stopped kicking. The current Ling Tian was already lying on the ground like a puddle of mud, barely recognizable as a human, except that he still had a faint breath and heartbeat. Almost equivalent to a dead person, Chen Yu used his smart brain to analyze Ling Tian's injuries. Good heavens, not a single bone in his body was intact, his entire face was sunken, and his internal organs were severely damaged. His brain had suffered a severe impact. Anyway, with the Earth's previous medical level, this kind of injury would basically mean direct death. It's just that this wasn't on Earth, this was on Norton Star, a level 5 civilization planet. The medical conditions were completely different from Earth, so even if Ling Tian had become a puddle of minced meat, there was still a glimmer of hope. Chen Yu finally breathed a sigh of relief and looked at the three human beauties he had knocked unconscious in the corner. Damn, he really knows how to enjoy himself. He was beaten up the day before yesterday, and today he's indulging in debauchery again. Okay, since you like doing these things so much, then I'll make you a eunuch for the rest of your life. Chen Yu stepped forward and stepped down directly, seemingly without hearing the sound of crushed eggs. It turned out that the eggs had already been crushed before, crushed into a puddle of mud, and that thing was basically useless. Chen Yu shook his head, you reap what you sow. Then, in a flash, he disappeared from the spot. Back in his own suite, less than 15 minutes had passed. Chen Yu changed out of his night clothes and put them into his space equipment. Then he lay on the chair by the pool, waiting for the two people who climbed up. Although he didn't know what they were here for, Chen Yu was sure they were targeting him. Sure enough, 2 minutes later, two men in black finally climbed to the top floor. They landed on the balcony and saw a person lying by the pool, quietly looking at them. One of the men in black was startled. Damn, he found us. Damn it, why isn't he sleeping so late? The man in black was about to quickly draw the laser gun he was carrying, but then two rays of death descended from the sky. Because the death rays were black, they would not attract attention at night. After the two death rays descended, the two black-clad assassins who had just been in place had disappeared. Only a wisp of green smoke drifted from the original place. They had been completely annihilated and turned into undetectable cosmic dust. Just now, Chen Yu ordered the Millennium Falcon spaceship, which was invisibly hovering in the sky, to take action. Chen Yu knew that today he had killed two assassins sent by Ling Tian, and Ling Tian would definitely suspect him, but he was not afraid. If that kid dared to come looking for trouble again, he wouldn't blame him for really killing him. The next day, Ling Tian's bodyguards woke up and immediately rushed into Ling Tian's bedroom. The bodyguards searched for a while before finding that unhumanoid thing on the ground. How could anyone tell that it was a person? This was just a lump of rotten meat. His whole body was extremely twisted, and all the bones in his body were shattered. Even taking gene pills would be useless. He needed to enter a medical pod to reconstruct his bones and muscles. Ling Tian wouldn't be able to recover for several months. Ling Tian looked at the ceiling with a hopeless expression. Although he wasn't dead, the pain coming from his whole body made him want to die on the spot. At this moment, Ling Tian couldn't figure out who he had offended to be treated so ruthlessly. On the other side, Chen Yu no longer cared about this rich second generation. Finally, the time agreed upon by General Niu Tian arrived, and Chen Yu and Noel came to Norton Star's 101 military base again. This time, General Niu Tian directly took Chen Yu to a secret warehouse. Chen Yu walked into the warehouse and saw more than a dozen special metal boxes inside. Presumably, this contained the special rare element substances he wanted. Little friend Chen, everything you need is here. This has cost me no small amount of connections and resources. Chen Yu hurriedly thanked him. Then I really appreciate General Niu Tian's help. These things are really of great use to me. Finally, after scanning and testing with his smart brain, all the elements were complete and the required weight was met. Chen Yu was overjoyed, his plan could now be implemented. In the end, Chen Yu paid nearly 20 billion in raw material fees, and promised to give General Niu Tian 10 billion in benefits. Of course, Chen Yu didn't forget Noel, the introducer. Chen Yu also transferred 1 billion galaxy coins to him as an introduction fee, which almost moved Noel to tears. He never thought that just a small favor could allow him to achieve financial freedom in this lifetime, or even the financial freedom of several generations. After getting what he wanted, Chen Yu didn't want to stay on Norton Star for long. He also wanted to take a look at his newly bought Earth 2 planet and solve the problem of the native primates on it. Chapter 243. After Chen Yu bid farewell to General Niu Tian and Noel, he took the Near-Earth Orbit Shuttle back to the Near-Earth Spaceport of Norton Star. Then he boarded his Millennium Falcon spacecraft and left. On the other side, in the No. 1 hospital of Norton Star, in a special VIP ward, Ling Tian was lying quietly inside a medical pod covered with a transparent glass. A circle of people stood around him. Ling Tian's eyes were dull and lifeless. After the hospital's diagnosis, his brain suffered a severe impact, and the nerve of his vital part was completely destroyed. Now he is basically a vegetable. Although with the medical technology of a level 5 civilization, he cannot die, and his body will slowly recover. However, the damage to the brain is irreversible. Even a level 5 civilization cannot fully understand the human brain's neurons. This makes it likely that Ling Tian will become an idiot. Even if he recovers, he will lose a lot of memories or have disordered thinking. Among the people surrounding the medical pod, a man who looked a few years older than Ling Tian said with a gloomy expression. Tell me, who exactly made my brother like this? This is too cruel. The bodyguards around him all lowered their heads. How would they know who it was? Finally, the middle-aged man who had delivered medicine to Ling Tian earlier said. Young master, Ling Tian had a conflict with a level 4 civilization kid at the previous auction, and then Ling Tian sent me to find 2 killers to deal with that kid at night, but the 2 killers are still missing, and that level 4 civilization kid has safely left Northern Star. Ling Ba's eyes revealed a cold killing intent. So, is it very likely that the level 4 civilization human kid did this to my brother? We can't be sure. I heard that Ling Tian was beaten up before, and he took a level 3 gene pill to save his life. The middle-aged man had no choice but to tell Ling Ba about the previous events. It turned out that when his younger brother first came to Northern Star and checked into the hotel, he forcibly took someone else's presidential suite. In the evening, he was beaten up by men in black, and then he encountered the previous guest at the auction. Then Ling Tian had a conflict with the other party, and then he sent assassins, and Ling Tian was crippled. The other party swaggered away as if nothing had happened and left Northern Star. After Ling Ba knew everything, he really wanted to slap Ling Tian a few times. Wasn't this just him asking for trouble? The middle-aged man was Uncle Zhong, and he quickly nodded. Okay, young master, I will find out the kid's details. Chen Yu didn't know that he and Earth had already been targeted, but these were not a big deal for Chen Yu. At this moment, the Millennium Falcon was heading towards the Orion Arm at more than 10 million times the speed of light, towards Earth 2, which was 3,000 light-years away from Earth. Chen Yu did not turn on the spaceship's full speed. It was not until the next day that the Millennium Falcon reached the sky above Earth 2. Chen Yu stood in the command room with his 4 wives behind him. When they saw the blue-green planet appearing in front of them, Suro and Xiaoyuesha were the most excited. They rushed to the glass and exclaimed, pointing at Earth 2. Ayu, this planet looks so much like Earth, and the colors of the sea and forest are so pure. Yes, looking at this planet from space, you can tell that the environment is great. Is this really the planet you bought? Chen Yu said with a smile. Of course, this cost me 100.1 billion galaxy coins. How could the environment not be good? Chen Yu also came to the glass and looked down at the planet. I have to say, it really shocked Chen Yu. The land was all green, with mountains, forests, lakes, rivers, and oceans. It was simply an original ecological planet. According to the detailed information provided by the planet's official website, it is rich in resources and has a wide variety of minerals, which can completely create an intelligent civilization. In the future, this will be our second home for Earth humans. I will first build a forward base here, and then go back and bring a group of Earth people over to let them develop this planet first. In the future, those who have made outstanding contributions to humans on Earth can be allowed to immigrate to this planet. Chen Yu told his wives about his plan. Of course, Chen Yu's Earth 2 plan is not that simple. However, his first step now is to land on this planet first. See if those bipedal primate intelligent creatures that rule this planet will affect their colonization plan. Chen Yu didn't want to be a bad person, and didn't want to rely on bloody means to kill the original indigenous intelligent creatures of the planet. But he also didn't want to leave the planet he bought for 100 billion galaxy coins here. Let's go to the planet to take a look first, and by the way, really land on this Earth too. Chen Yu gave the order to the Millennium Falcon to directly enter the planet's atmosphere. Although the official auction had already given detailed information about the planet's atmosphere composition. However, after the Millennium Falcon entered the atmosphere, it still reanalyzed the planet's atmosphere. Captain, the spaceship has entered the atmosphere of Earth 2. The atmospheric density is similar to that of Earth. The atmospheric composition is 29% oxygen and 68% nitrogen. The overall atmospheric content is 95% similar to that of Earth. There are 3 kinds of trace gases in the atmosphere that are harmful to the Earth human race, namely sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, and hydrogen sulfide. A dilution device can be established to dilute and transform the harmful gases on the planet without affecting the planet's environment and climate. Okay, after the forward base is established, an air transformation device will be established. In fact, the atmosphere of this planet can be adapted by humans without transformation. After all, the atmosphere of the Earth also contains those 3 harmful gases. Humans are still living well, and people will also evolve. The Millennium Falcon found a flat hinterland to land. Chen Yu prepared to take his wives to the land for on-the-spot investigation. Now, his wives are at least the initial life forms of Interstellar Tier 3, although Little Clip is not, but the combat power is not inferior to Interstellar Tier 3. On this kind of primitive planet, even if those natives, let's call them natives, even if they attack Chen Yu and others with spears, Chen Yu and his wives are not afraid. The hatch opened, and Chen Yu led his wives down the stairs slowly. As soon as Chen Yu and his party walked off the spaceship, an alarm came from the smart brain in Chen Yu's mind. Alarm, alarm. Captain, a large number of creatures are gathering around the spaceship, including humanoid creatures holding weapons. Please be careful. Chapter 244. Chen Yu, along with his wives, had just stepped off the Millennium Falcon when an alarm blared in his mind from the AI. With a wave of his hand, Chen Yu immediately stopped and looked towards the dense forest in the distance. "Ayu, what's wrong?" Solara asked, stepping forward. Suro, Xiaoyueshu and Little Jiazi also looked at Chen Yu with concern. Chen Yu scanned the surrounding dense forest and said to his wives, "We are surrounded by creatures from this planet." Instantly, Solara drew the long sword from her waist, while Suro and Xiaoyueshu also took out their respective weapons. Little Jiazi's arm directly extended and retracted, revealing a laser cannon barrel from within. Chen Yu wasn't afraid of these native creatures. He had seen information about the beasts on this planet before. Chen Yu had seen information about the ferocious beasts on this planet, which were only comparable to lions and tigers on Earth. The strongest in combat power were those primate creatures, who resembled primitive Earthlings and lived in groups. They would hunt together and even use tools, making them even more formidable than those ferocious beasts. Sure enough, some primates capable of walking upright gradually emerged from the dense forest. Chen Yu had only seen these creatures in the planet information videos before. Now that he saw them in person, Chen Yu couldn't help but be very curious. These primates looked very much like apes who hadn't yet evolved into humans. They had fine hairs on their bodies, and their faces also resembled primitive humans. Each of them carried self-made weapons such as spears and battle axes. "Ah, are these Tarzans?" Suro exclaimed. "These should be the natives of this planet, and also the strongest creatures ruling this planet. Then what should we do? If we Earthlings colonize this planet in the future, we will inevitably clash with them." Xiaoyueshu also asked worriedly. Chen Yu simply smiled and said, "These are just low-intelligence creatures. It'll probably take tens of thousands of years for them to develop a civilization. Then what should we do with them? Just find them a habitat and let them reproduce freely." The wives nodded. Chen Yu looked at the spear-wielding ape men. They were quite tall and had well-developed muscles. Chen Yu was certain that the ape men on Earth tens of thousands of years ago were definitely not as strong as them. Just as Chen Yu was about to lead his wives back to the spaceship, an ape man, surrounded by a dozen other ape men, emerged from the dense forest in front. The surrounded ape man was hunched over, clearly very old. The old ape man led a group of ape men and gradually approached Chen Yu and the others. "You guys go back to the spaceship first, I'll see what they want to do." "No, I'll stay with you," Solara said, moving closer to Chen Yu. "Yes, we'll stay with you too. No matter what, we are all Tier 3 interstellar life forms. These primitive people can't hurt us." Suro also said. Chen Yu thought about it and realized that was right. He and his 4 wives were already beyond the capabilities of these primitive people to contend with. If Chen Yu wanted to, he could kill all the ape men surrounding him in an instant. The old ape man arrived not far in front of Chen Yu and the others. Chen Yu calmly looked at the other party. The old ape man saw that Chen Yu and the others were very calm, but they, the ape men, were quite nervous when they saw the huge spaceship behind Chen Yu. The old ape man shouted at Chen Yu and the others, making sounds. He was probably speaking, but Chen Yu couldn't understand a single word. But the fact that they could speak proved that they already had language communication, belonging to an intelligent race. If he wanted to develop on this planet, he would inevitably encroach on the living space of the planet's natives, which was basically equivalent to invading them. Chen Yu was too lazy to care whether the other party could understand him, and shouted at the other party in the Milky Way's common language. "Hey, I am a member of the advanced civilization of the Earth people from 3,000 light-years away. Now your planet already belongs to me, and it has already been registered with the Galaxy Interstellar Federation." After hearing Chen Yu's words, the old ape man's expression actually began to become richer. Just when Chen Yu thought that the other party couldn't understand him, the old ape man actually shouted at Chen Yu and the others in broken Milky Way common language. "Leave, invaders, you are not welcome here." Chen Yu's eyes lit up instantly. This old ape man could actually speak the Milky Way's official language. Chen Yu became interested and continued to say to the old ape man. "Hey, old man, I am now the owner of this planet. I spent 100 billion galaxy credits to buy this planet. If you just tell me to leave like this, wouldn't my money be wasted?" Perhaps the other party didn't quite understand the last few sentences Chen Yu said. The old ape man continued to roar. "Invaders, leave quickly, there are things here that you can't afford to provoke. I have already registered this planet with the Interstellar Federation, it is mine now. By the way, old man, how can you speak the Milky Way's official language? This is our planet, invaders, you must leave, otherwise we will be impolite to you." Hat, how are you going to be impolite to me? Just with the spears in your hands." Chen Yu wanted to laugh. He had a level 7 civilization spaceship in his hands. The weapons were all laser cannons, energy cannons, and even dark matter weapons, annihilation bombs, etc. The other party only had self-made spears, battle axes, and even stones. The difference was not just a little bit, it was simply incomparable. Chen Yu's mocking words obviously angered this group of ape men. They probably had no concept of Chen Yu's strength. "Invaders, you all deserve to die." After the old ape man finished speaking, hundreds and thousands of ape men rushed out from the surrounding dense forest. Chen Yu was a little helpless. He didn't want to kill these ape men who were basically unarmed. So Chen Yu pressed down with both hands and said, "Hey, don't get excited, I don't want to hurt you. To be honest, if I wanted to kill everyone on your planet, it would only take a day, but I promise to give you a free habitat, okay?" Chen Yu had already done his best. Who knew that the old ape man opposite him would raise the spear in his hand and point it at Chen Yu and the others, shouting something. Subsequently, the surrounding ape men roared and charged towards Chen Yu and the others. "Ayu, what do we do now? Do you want me to kill them all?" This was what Solara said. With Solara's current strength, these hundreds and thousands of ape men were really not enough for her to kill. Chen Yu sighed helplessly. He shouted to his wives beside him. Go back to the spaceship, don't fight them." Solara glared fiercely at the old ape man, and then followed Chen Yu back to the spaceship. After the few people entered the spaceship, the hatch immediately closed. Then those ape men, holding spears, threw them at the Millennium Falcon spaceship. Chen Yu returned to the command room and looked through the glass at the dense spears below, shooting towards his spaceship. Chapter 245. The smart AI didn't even bother to sound an alarm, which shows that those spears posed absolutely no danger to the Millennium Falcon spaceship. Even if the Millennium Falcon were parked on Earth, even Earth's previous missiles and cannons wouldn't be able to damage its outer shell in the slightest. Not to mention these native spears, which don't even qualify as cold weapons. Chen Yu felt a headache coming on just watching these primitive people attacking around him with their noises. It seems that we're going to encounter quite a bit of resistance colonizing this place. It's all because Chen Yu is too humane. If it were any other planet's colonial fleet, they would probably steamroll through, and these primitive people would either be slaughtered to extinction or used as food for the animals they brought from their planet. Chen Yu controlled the Millennium Falcon, slowly taking off, preparing to find a place with fewer primitive people to establish an outpost. Seeing Chen Yu's spaceship take off, the primitive people thought Chen Yu was afraid and was trying to escape. They danced and gesticulated on the ground, seemingly celebrating their victory in this war. Afterward, the old ape man, who was surrounded in the middle, frowned as he watched the Millennium Falcon leave. The reason he could speak the galactic common language was because there were crashed alien spaceship wrecks on this planet. He learned a little galactic Mandarin through the wreckage of those spaceships. The Millennium Falcon flew directly towards the ocean of Earth 2.0. Chen Yu planned to find a small island in the sea, preferably without any primitive people, and then build an outpost on it. With the smart AI scanning, he quickly found a not too big, not too small island in the sea. It had an area of about 20 to 30,000 square kilometers, enough to build a base. Moreover, there were no traces of primitive people setting foot on it, probably because the island was too far from the mainland. However, the creatures on this island were very different from those on the mainland. There were no large beasts of prey on this island, only some small animals similar to cats and dogs. Chen Yu docked the Millennium Falcon and arranged for thousands of construction robots to come down from the ship to build Chen Yu a seaside villa here first. Chen Yu planned to take his wives on vacation here, and the robots could conveniently build the outpost. The oxygen content of this planet is higher than that of Earth, and breathing always gives a feeling of refreshment. Coupled with the blue sea and lush vegetation, this island is simply like a paradise on Earth. It only took 3 days for several construction robots to build a huge seaside villa for Chen Yu. The other robots were in full swing building the outpost. On the beach, Chen Yu was busy in front of the barbecue grill, and his 4 wives were playing on the beach in sexy bikinis. Because there was no one else around at all, the wives would sometimes dress even more revealingly. Chen Yu roasted a small animal from this planet, very similar to a sika deer on Earth. The meat was great, especially suitable for skewering and grilling. Chen Yu shouted towards the beach. "Ladies, wives, the venison is grilled, come and enjoy it." The 4 wives heard that the meat was grilled and ran back, giggling and laughing. And after Chen Yu's 4 wives left the beach, in the distant sea, a pair of pitch-black eyes, as big as basketballs, seemed to have intelligence as they quietly looked in the direction of Chen Yu and the others. After watching for a while, they slowly sank into the sea. On the beach, looking at his 4 wives with their perfect figures and impeccable appearances, Chen Yu's sense of happiness arose spontaneously. Especially like now, 3,000 light-years away from Earth on another planet, the sea, the forest, the beach, grilling alien venison. With no one to disturb, this was simply too pleasant. After Chen Yu finished a barbecue with his wives, he returned to the Millennium Falcon, preparing to return to Earth. "Smart AI, return to Earth." "Okay, Captain." At the Millennium Falcon's full speed, the distance of 3,000 light-years can be covered in a very short time. But Chen Yu was not in a hurry, so it was not until the next day that the Millennium Falcon arrived in Earth's near-Earth orbit. The defense tower opened a gap, allowing the Millennium Falcon to land on the Earth's surface. The Millennium Falcon landed on the huge apron of the Huanyu Technology Park. At this moment, the entire Huanyu Technology Park, except for the humans working in the technology building, no longer had normal humans. Because now the solar radiation has become so strong that it is no longer possible for normal people to live on the surface. As for the humans working in the Huanyu Technology Building, that is because the technology building was built by Chen Yu in a special way, with a radiation-proof coating on the outer layer. Chen Yu and his wives walked directly out of the Millennium Falcon, facing the intense solar radiation. Chen Yu and his wives were not affected at all. Life forms beyond interstellar Tier 2 can already resist the current massive solar radiation. Not to mention Chen Yu's 3 human wives, who were at least in the early stages of interstellar Tier 3, as for Little Clip, robots are not afraid of radiation. The Earthlings working inside the technology building looked at the landing of the Millennium Falcon below through the thick radiation-proof glass. Everyone was extremely excited. CAO Yuxin, in the top-floor office, cried with joy as she watched Chen Yu return to Earth again. Because she had received a primary gene modification fluid sent by Chen Yu, she was now younger. After returning to Huanyu Technology, Chen Yu directly took the underground transfer elevator straight to his Huanyu underground city. Before Chen Yu came back, he had notified the highest-level leaders of Yangzia in advance. Now they were all waiting for Chen Yu to come back in Huanyu underground city. Chen Yu was going to discuss the colonization of Earth 2.0 with these Yangzia senior officials. In the Huanyu office building of Huanyu underground city, Chen Yu held a meeting, because of the promotion of the medical pod project. These senior elders of Yangzia are now in great shape, and it is not a problem to live for decades. Chen Yu, in the main seat, projected a video of Earth 2.0 on the holographic light curtain in the middle of the conference hall. This was a video taken by Chen Yu himself on the planet, driving a small landing craft during the month he stayed on Earth 2.0. Many bigwigs were so excited that they couldn't close their mouths when they saw the mountains, rivers, lakes, and oceans similar to Earth. Cao Guangd excitedly pointed at the blue sea and exclaimed, "Chen Yu, what planet is this? Why is the environment so primitive?" "Yes, Chen Yu, the environment of this planet is almost like Earth before it was polluted and had solar radiation, even more beautiful." Minister Li Zhenfeng, who was cured of cancer by the medical pod, also exclaimed in surprise, and even the chief was amazed. Chen Yu stood up and explained to the many bigwigs. "This planet is a life planet with almost the same environment, atmosphere, and geological conditions as Earth, which I bought for 100 billion galaxy coins. I am going to let people go there to carry out colonization." Chapter 246. Hearing Chen Yu's explanation of this planet, many bigwigs in the conference hall showed surprise. If this planet could become a colony, then the current people of Earth could live under the sunlight again, just like before. Finally, Chen Yu discussed with the senior officials of Yangzia and decided to send a colonial fleet of 50,000 people. They would go to Earth 2 to carry out preliminary preparations for colonization. Chen Yu also told the Yangzia high-level officials about the primitive aborigines on Earth 2. The plan formulated here is to drive all those primitive people to a fixed area. Then, on the largest continent of Earth 2, which is mostly plains, a Yangzia colony will be re-established. As for other countries, after Yangzia establishes itself there, some surviving countries on Earth will be given a choice. If they are also willing to go, they can be allocated a piece of land on Earth 2 to build their own country. Once the plan was finalized, Chen Yu basically didn't need to operate it himself. Chen Yu asked Cao Yuxin to manage Huanyu technology, provide technical support for the Yangzia High Level's colonial plan, and provide a Tier 4 civilization home-class mothership. Plus thousands of attack ships, which would be enough to completely occupy that planet. Next, Chen Yu planned to rest on Earth for a while. Then, using the newly obtained rare element materials, he would completely repair the Millennium Falcon mothership's warp drive engine. Immediately afterward, he would go to the center of the Virgo supercluster, near the largest quasar, to collect enough black hole singularity energy matter. Then he could unleash the full power of the Millennium Falcon's warp drive engine. According to the AI, as long as enough black hole singularity energy matter is collected, which is equivalent to more raw materials, the deeper it can enter the alternate dimensional space, the faster the traversal speed can be achieved. Once, the fastest traversal speed of the Millennium Falcon reached 1 billion times the speed of light. As long as the Tier 7 civilization's warp drive engine is completely repaired, Chen Yu will basically be able to travel anywhere in the universe. No matter how far away, he can still return, as long as he doesn't traverse to another parallel universe or space. The planet sent a team of 100 people. They were preparing to comprehensively upgrade all the underground city bases in Yangzia, Earth. Then, people sent by the Yangzia high-level officials to Earth 2's home-class spaceship have already set off. They will arrive at Earth 2 in about 2 years to begin preliminary preparations for colonization. Chen Yu also embarked on a journey to the Virgo supercluster. His main purpose was to go to the center of the Virgo supercluster, where there is the most terrifying celestial body in the universe, a quasar. In the middle is a super black hole with an unimaginable mass. Only there, without getting close to the edge of the black hole, can enough black hole singularity energy matter be collected. When the Millennium Falcon's warp drive engine is filled with that kind of singularity energy matter, which is equivalent to filling it with fuel, it can achieve a traversal speed of hundreds of millions of times the speed of light. After Chen Yu was ready, he left Earth and headed to the Virgo supercluster, 59 million light-years away. At the current speed of the Millennium Falcon, it will only take a little over a year. Just like that, a year later, the Millennium Falcon spaceship arrived at the Virgo supercluster. Chapter 247. This is a galaxy cluster composed of 2,500 galaxies like the Milky Way. A massive galaxy group spanning 110 million light-years. It is managed by the Virgo Supercluster Federation, and the Milky Way Interstellar Federation is a galactic branch under the Virgo Supercluster Federation. The Virgo Supercluster has 5 administrator planets, all of which are peak level 5 civilizations close to level 6. The planet that first reaches level 6 civilization among these 5 will be the sole master of the Virgo supercluster. But currently, none of these 5 planets show any signs of breakthrough. Chen Yu is very clear about level 6 civilization. It requires mastering some important laws of space and time. This cannot be achieved in a few thousand or tens of thousands of years, it may even require a planet to continuously develop for tens of millions or hundreds of millions of years to comprehend. However, the technology database of Chen Yu has already unlocked level 6 civilization technology, but Chen Yu's brain domain development is currently less than 20%. He still cannot comprehend many laws at all. After more than a year of space travel, Chen Yu has now reached the mid-stage of interstellar level 4 life form. His brain domain development is as high as 19.11%, and among his 3 human wives, Solala took the lead in breaking through to the early stage of interstellar level 4 life form. According to what the AI said, when Solala and Chen Yu both break through to interstellar level 4, they can conceive life. Also, after Solala enters the interstellar level 4 life form, her body will be greatly improved, and her cells can also be used to make a human body for Little Clip. With a body, and with the help of the unlocked Level 6 Civilization Consciousness Extraction technology, it will be possible to truly make a fleshy body for Little Clip. Although her genes are the same as Solala's, her appearance, figure, personality, and thinking are still Little Clip's. During the last half-year journey to Virgo, Chen Yu asked the AI to extract Solala's body cells. To cultivate a new body for Little Clip, of course, the AI will edit the genes according to Little Clip's appearance, so that the embryo grows into Little Clip's appearance. Finally, when arriving at the center of the Virgo supercluster, Little Clip finally put on a fleshy body. On the day she obtained her new body, Little Clip pulled Chen Yu into the bridal chamber. Having tasted the sweetness, Little Clip would find Chen Yu to exchange skills every day. After another month, the Millennium Falcon spaceship arrived at its final destination. Seeing the huge accretion disk in front of him, Chen Yu knew that this was the most terrifying quasar in the universe. It is constantly devouring the matter of the entire galaxy, and the center, where no light can be seen, is an immeasurable super-large black hole. Even the Milky Way, tens of millions of light years away, is affected by the gravity of this quasar, which shows how large its mass is. AI, start collecting the singular energy matter of the black hole. Okay, Captain. As the AI said, there is enough singular energy matter far away from this quasar. Unlike the nearest black hole to Earth, it is necessary to enter the edge to find those substances, and entering the edge of the black hole may be affected by time distortion. But here, there is no need to worry about this problem at all. According to the AI, quasars are the refueling stations for warp engines of advanced civilizations in the universe. And those small single black holes are small refueling stations with unstable mass. It is very likely that a huge time distortion will be caused by getting too close when collecting singular energy matter. It may take half an hour to refuel, and when you come out, your mother is 80 years old. It only took one day, and the AI prompted that the singular energy matter of the black hole was full. Now Chen Yu's Millennium Falcon spaceship has finally become complete. The interstellar travel speed can reach hundreds of millions of times. Now Chen Yu has the confidence to explore the wormhole at the edge of the solar system. Even if the other side of the wormhole is hundreds of billions of light years away, as long as it is still in this universe, Chen Yu has the confidence to fly back. Without preparing to stay, Chen Yu was about to order the Millennium Falcon to return directly to the solar system. But just at the critical moment of the return journey, the AI's alarm sounded in the Millennium Falcon's command room. Alarm, alarm, encountering a peak level 5 civilization spaceship, encountering a peak level 5 civilization spaceship. Chapter 248. Throughout the Millennium Falcon's command center, alarm bells were ringing. Solala, Suro, Xiaoyueshu, and Xiaojiazi, Chen Yu's 4 wives, were all nervously staring at the massive quasar accretion disk ahead. Ayu, what's going on? Are there level 5 peak civilization spaceships here? Where are they? Chen Yu also looked ahead warily. Sure enough, in the intense light of the accretion disk ahead, several spaceships were slowly approaching. Chen Yu frowned as he looked at the spaceships ahead. Level 5 peak civilization, only half a step away from level 6 civilization, Chen Yu didn't yet know what attack weapons they possessed. But some weapons based on the laws of time and space, they should already possess a portion of them. If his Millennium Falcon was caught off guard and ambushed by the other side, he could also get into trouble. Intelligence, hide the spaceship's important weapons and release the Milky Way Interstellar Federation identification information. Understood, Captain. After releasing the identification information, the other side sent a communication request. Establish communication. Communication established successfully. The other side immediately sent a video feed. But the clothes on their upper bodies were like armor, giving off a sense of power at first glance. Chen Yu said neither humbly nor arrogantly. I am an exploration ship from a registered planet in the Milky Way Interstellar Federation. I have come to your star system today to collect warp engine fuel. The opposing commander Papa Xi and Nasai was obviously a little surprised. You are just a level 4 civilization planet? Coming from the Milky Way? Are you kidding me? A level 4 civilization planet's spaceship can't travel faster than 2,000 times the speed of light at most. Are you saying you flew for tens of thousands of years to get here? Chen Yu frowned. How could he explain this? The Milky Way was more than 59 million light-years away from here. This distance was not something a level 4 civilization could cross. Your Excellency Papa Xi and Nasi of the esteemed Level 5 Peak Civilization, our planet, by chance, obtained the warp engine technology of a Level 5 civilization in the Milky Way, so we were able to come here. According to the rules of the Virgo and Milky Way Interstellar Federations, you, as a Level 4 civilization, cannot obtain a Level 5 civilization's warp engine. You are lying. Chen Yu was stunned. The other side had actually guessed it right away. What should he do now? Warning, warning, the other side's antimatter laser weapons have locked onto us, and they have also sent an advance fleet towards us. There is a high probability that the other side wants to capture us. Damn! They're actually so dishonorable. Intelligence, prepare for battle. If you don't want me to be comfortable, I'll destroy you all. Understood, Captain. Level 6 Civilization's dark matter annihilation laser, death ray, and antimatter bomb weapons are ready. Spaceship energy shield is fully activated. Good, the spaceship begins to slowly retreat. Observe the opposite situation. If the other side attacks us, give them a little taste of our power. Chen Yu wasn't afraid of these Level 5 Peak Civilization spaceships, especially since the other side was just an exploration fleet. Their combat power was generally not as strong as colonization fleets or attack fleets. Level 4 Civilization spaceship from the Milky Way, please stop. We will inspect your spaceship. How could Chen Yu let the other side come up and inspect? Once they came up, they would know what level his spaceship was. That would expose everything at once, and there would be even more problems then. It might even attract the siege of several other Level 5 peak civilizations in the Virgo supercluster. Wealth should not be flaunted. According to the Dark Forest law of the universe, these advanced civilization planets would definitely covet the good things he had. Your Excellency Papa Xi and Nasi, we are only here to collect some strange energy substances. We have no intention of doing anything in your Virgo galaxy. Please let my spaceship leave. Do you want to defy the majesty of our Virgo supercluster Interstellar Federation? Chen Yu couldn't bear it anymore. Why were these people so arrogant? Your Excellency, I am giving you a final warning, do not approach my spaceship again. Chen Yu gave a final warning. Chapter 249. Humph, bold. Daring to resist our inspection, you mere Level 4 civilization planet. I now strongly suspect you are space pirates. I will warn you one last time, immediately stop your ship and accept inspection. Space pirates? This was the first time Chen Yu had heard the term. AI, what are space pirates? Captain, so-called space pirates are rebellious fleets from advanced civilizations, or fleets from unregistered advanced civilization planets. In order to avoid paying exorbitant management fees, or fleets from advanced planets that want to rebel, they operate in interstellar space without registration or identification information. It is difficult to trace their origin, so they often engage in robbing other fleets. Chen Yu nodded. Sure enough, they were similar to pirates on Earth. Humph, since space pirates are so rampant, then I, your father, will be a space pirate today. AI, blast them to death for me. Understood, Captain. Given our current state of preparedness, and the fact that they are only an exploration fleet, we can easily defeat them. Good, attack immediately. Deploying 30 Level 7 Civilization escort ships. Death Ray is locked onto the enemy mothership. Attack. Against the backdrop of the accretion disk's immense light, Chen Yu saw a black beam in front of his ship. Like a spectre, it shot towards the Level 5 Peak Civilization's exploration mothership tens of thousands of kilometers away. The enemy was not to be trifled with either. The moment Chen Yu attacked, they also attacked. Likewise, it was a dark matter laser beam, aimed at Chen Yu's Millennium Falcon mothership. However, Chen Yu's death ray directly pierced through the enemy's energy shield. In fact, the enemy's energy shield disintegrated and vanished the instant it came into contact with the death ray, even annihilating itself. On the other hand, the enemy's antimatter laser struck Chen Yu's Millennium Falcon mothership's energy shield and instantly disappeared, as if entering another dimension. This was a dimensional space shield that the AI automatically adjusted based on the enemy ship's level. It was as if a dimensional space barrier had formed around the Millennium Falcon. The enemy's attacks would be directly absorbed into the dimensional space. This type of energy shield consumed an extreme amount of the Millennium Falcon's energy. And the energy source for this dimensional space shield was the newly resurrected Level 7 Civilization warp engine. The principle of the warp engine plunging the spaceship into dimensional space was the same as the principle of absorbing these attacks and sending them into dimensional space. Fortunately, Chen Yu had just collected enough strange energy matter from the black hole. Otherwise, Chen Yu's Millennium Falcon would have suffered a great loss in today's battle. The enemy saw that their strongest attack, the antimatter laser, was actually absorbed. Suddenly, Papa Nasai felt fear. This ability was probably only possessed by level 6 civilizations or higher. No. No. Just as Papa Nasai shouted these words, Chen Yu's Millennium Falcon's death ray struck his exploration mothership. In an instant, the entire level 5 peak civilization exploration mothership turned black. Then, against the backdrop of the quasar's powerful light, the enemy ship became somewhat blurred, as if there were countless tiny mosaics on the ship. It could also be said that there were countless densely packed ants crawling on the enemy ship. In just a few seconds, the massive exploration ship slowly collapsed and disappeared into this cosmic space-time. It directly transformed into a particle form of cosmic dust, and with the quasar's powerful gravity, it would eventually be swallowed by the super black hole in the center of the quasar. The small attack ships that had flown out from the level 5 peak civilization saw that their mothership had been instantly destroyed. They were directly frightened silly. Losing their momentum, these small attack ships were utterly defeated by Chen Yu's 30 escort ships. They were completely annihilated in less than 10 minutes. Everywhere within this area of tens of thousands of kilometers in diameter was littered with the wreckage of these level 5 peak civilization attack ships. Chen Yu's 30 escort ships were products of a level 7 civilization. Although they had only unlocked the weapon permissions and combat power of a level 6 civilization, they were still strong enough to completely crush these level 5 peak civilization beings, and they suffered no damage at all. After annihilating the enemy, the 30 escort ships returned to the interior of the Millennium Falcon mothership. Haha, I thought the combat power of a level 5 peak civilization would be so strong, but it turns out to be so vulnerable. Understood, Captain. The spaceship is retreating. Warp engine successfully activated. Target, Solar System. Chapter 250. Now that enough black hole singularity energy matter had been collected, Chen Yu didn't plan to stay here any longer. Although he encountered an arrogant inspection by a level 5 peak civilization upon arrival, Chen Yu didn't intend to seek revenge at their home base. He would wait until he truly had the strength before returning to unify the Virgo supercluster. This was, after all, a supercluster spanning 110 million light-years, with 2,500 galaxies like the Milky Way. The civilizations within were countless. If Earth could dominate such a vast supercluster, that would be unimaginable and would lay the foundation for Chen Yu's conquest of the universe. The Millennium Falcon slowly disappeared into the background of the quasar's accretion disk. Now, the Millennium Falcon's warp engine had reached its complete form. Its cruising speed could reach up to 1 billion times the speed of light, 20 times faster than the previous 50 million times the speed of light. Previously, it took a year to travel from the solar system to the central black hole of the Virgo supercluster, but now it only took 18 days. Moreover, according to the AI, 1 billion times the speed of light was not the limit of the Millennium Falcon's warp engine. As long as the distance traversed was long enough, the warp engine could delve deeper and deeper into subspace, achieving unlimited growth in the speed of light. However, even when the Millennium Falcon was in the hands of the Level 7 civilization, the human race, on the AI's home planet, the Millennium Falcon had never traversed a distance exceeding 10 billion light-years Indiana a single trip. The fastest it had ever reached was 1 billion times the speed of light. During its last flight, the Millennium Falcon encountered an unpredictable cosmic wormhole while traversing, which led it to the solar system. Even the AI couldn't analyze the cause, which was one of the truths Chen Yu would seek in the future. Just as Chen Yu's spaceship entered warp space, in the area where the battle had just taken place, several massive spaceships slowly flew over from the direction of the quasar's accretion disk. Inside the command room of a super homeworld-class mothership, at least 100 kilometers in length. If the area within 2,000 light-years of Earth was under the jurisdiction of Earth and several Level 4 civilization planets, then the one managing Earth and these Level 4 civilization planets was Norton Star, the Level 5 civilization overlord of the Orion Arm, which spanned 26,000 light-years. And the Interstellar Federation of the Milky Way, spanning hundreds of thousands of light-years, ruled by the 3 Level 5 civilizations, belonged to the management of the Virgo supercluster. There were 2,500 galaxies like the Milky Way within it. And the one managing the Virgo supercluster was the even larger Laniakea supercluster behind it, with a diameter of 520 million light-years. It possessed over 100,000 galaxies like the Milky Way, simply a cosmic behemoth. And within this existence, there was only one level 6 civilization overlord planet. They wouldn't sneak into the central location of the Virgo supercluster to eliminate an insignificant exploration fleet. Transmit the information here to the home planet in an encrypted manner, and then dispatch an envoy to the level 6 civilization ruler planet of the Laniakea supercluster to report the detailed information to them. The abnormal wormholes appearing everywhere in the universe are showing an intensifying trend. Yes, Captain. Chen Yu had already left the Virgo supercluster. He didn't know what happened at the battle site after he left. If he had heard the words of the armored captain and the adjutant in the command room of that 100-kilometer-long home-world-class mothership, he would definitely have associated it with the space wormhole that appeared in his solar system. It turned out that these wormholes weren't just appearing in the solar system, but also in various depths of the universe. Were these bridges between parallel universes, or was there another mystery? Or was the universe where Earth was located just a brain cell of some higher dimensional being, and these wormholes were the neurons connecting the cells? Humanity was currently completely ignorant of all of this. Chen Yu planned to enter the wormhole for exploration this time he returned to the solar system. Chapter 251. 18 days later, Chen Yu's Millennium Falcon spaceship smoothly returned to the solar system. It took a year to go, but only half a month to return, a distance of 59 million light-years. This is simply unimaginable. The explosive light produced by Chen Yu when he annihilated that level 5 peak civilization in the Virgo supercluster, under normal circumstances, would take 59 million years to reach Earth. This means that if you take a space telescope now and aim it at the place where Chen Yu fought the level 5 peak civilization before, it will take 59 million years to see it. This is simply amazing. Back on Earth, after more than a year of renovation, the planetary livelihood technology team sent by Norton Star has transformed 80% of the city bases in Yangzia. Yangzia also fully supported and provided countless materials for the Norton Star renovation team. With the assistance of Huanyu technology, most of the underground cities are now completely different from before. Airborne shuttle taxis and large-scale holographic projection screens are everywhere. Nyomi Technology, which used to work with Huanyu technology on new energy vehicles, and Bid Auto, are now the top 2 manufacturers of flying shuttle vehicles in the underground city. And Zhou's Hua, who previously sold deuterium gas to Chen Yu, only has 1% of Huanyu Technology's shares. But he has already become the largest supplier of new energy materials in Yangzia's underground city. These are all people who followed Chen Yu early on, and now each of them is a top 10 global super rich. Chen Yu returned to Earth. This time, he plans to wait for the colonization results of the Earth 2 pioneer team before exploring the wormhole at the edge of the solar system. Chen Yu took his 4 wives back to the Huanyu underground city, to his parents' super villa. According to the current progress, the Earth 2 pioneer team will need at least a few months to reach the target planet. It will take a year to build on it and drive those primitive people to an area. Chen Yu plans to wait on Earth for 2 years before making a decision. He has been running around these years and should spend time with his parents. In order to facilitate communication with Huanyu technology, and because Chen Yu would directly return to the Huanyu underground city every time he came back, the Yangzia high-level officials, after research, simply moved the post-apocalyptic Yangzia capital to the Huanyu underground city. Today's Huanyu underground city is the most developed city in Yangzia and the center of power in the world. Many wealthy people from foreign families are breaking their heads trying to immigrate to Yangzia, especially the Huanyu underground city. And the government has also imposed immigration restrictions, and even people from other cities need a temporary residence permit. Or they must work for 5 years before they have a chance to win a lottery to buy a house. The alien plants and alien economic livestock that Chen Yu brought back before have now been perfectly transplanted in the underground city. Especially the fruits of that economic tree, which yields several times more than Earth's millet and wheat. It can bear fruit twice a year, and the fruit can be made into various foods. Moreover, it is exceptionally rich in nutrition and has a large yield, directly eliminating rice, a staple food that humans have eaten for thousands of years. Although it has been eliminated, rice is still planted by some people, but it is no longer a staple food, but has become another type of food. As for the local meat creatures that Chen Yu brought back from Giant Bird Star, a herbivorous brachiosaurus only needs 2 years from birth to adulthood. And one can grow to 2 or 3 tons, and its reproductive ability is also very strong, and it hardly gets sick. The various parts of this brachiosaurus meat body taste different. The lean meat is better than beef, and the fat meat tastes even better than local pork. The yield is also abundant, which directly solved the major problem of meat shortage on Earth. Moreover, the nutrition of this meat is much richer than that of pork, beef, and mutton. Because Earth people have fully moved underground, animal husbandry is one of the most affected industries. Now it has been completely solved, and even Yangtze's animal husbandry industry can export to Europe and the Americas, and even aid Africa. Ground transportation has always existed, and ground airports are the only way for Earth to import and export to each other. It's just that now they are using transport ships manufactured by Huanyu technology, which are operated by robots for transportation. So the sun's huge radiation has no effect on humans. Chen Yu came to the new national office building in Huanyu underground city. Knowing that Chen Yu was coming, the square in front of the national office building had already set up a welcome ceremony in advance. Chen Yu walked down the shuttle car, and the red carpet was directly laid to the inside of the building. Cao Guangde and Cao Yuxin personally greeted him. Xiao Yu, welcome back. Chen Yu, welcome back. Chapter 252. Seeing Chen Yu, Cao Yuxin couldn't quite contain the smile on her delicate face. Chen Yu looked at her, she was almost 40 years old now. Fortunately, Chen Yu had given her a vial of low-level genetic modification fluid last time. Now, Cao Yuxin was almost like a beautiful girl in her early 20s. This made Chen Yu recall the time when he was with her in Yanjing, the capital. Back then, she was even kidnapped by foreign spies, and he was the one who rescued her. At that time, Cao Yuxin was full of vigor, beautiful, and radiant. Now, seeing her restored to her original appearance, Chen Yu felt a slight stirring in his heart. Cao Guangde was now one of the highest-ranking officials in Yangtze's new leadership. He had called Cao Yuxin back in advance to let his daughter have more contact with Chen Yu, hoping that she might become Chen Yu's fifth wife. Following Cao Guangde and his daughter Cao Yuxin, they entered the national office building. Xiao Yu, the chief and several ministers are already waiting for you in the conference room. This time, we've asked you to come to discuss some matters. Okay. Chen Yu followed the two into the conference room. Cao Yuxin handed a document to Chen Yu. This is what we want to discuss with you today. Take a look at the document first. Chen Yu took the document from Cao Yuxin and began to read it. There were a total of 3 matters inside. The first was that a reactionary force had formed among the civilians in the North American Huanyu base. Their slogan was to overthrow Huanyu technology's rule and achieve base autonomy. The second matter concerned the global bases, including those in Africa, Southeast Asia, and some other countries in need of assistance. Finally, there was the issue of the Galactic Federation tax, which was increasing year by year. It was now as high as 50 billion galaxy credits per year. This was higher than the GDP of many planets for 10 years. After Chen Yu finished reading the document, he honestly didn't want to deal with these trivial matters. Yuxin, as the president of Huanyu Technology and Huanyu Interstellar Trading Company, you can handle these matters yourself in conjunction with Yangtze's high-level officials. Tell me about your solutions. Cao Yuxin nodded, stood up, and said to the Huanyu Technology executives and Yangtze's top leaders present. I think that the reactionary forces in the North American Huanyu colonies should be suppressed forcefully by sending troops directly. Then, implement a new work allocation system. Those former Americans used to have unions to help them exploit their bosses. Their current workload doesn't even reach half of that of diligent Yangtze workers. They're always clamoring for good welfare systems. They're unwilling to put in the effort at work, which is just laziness in essence. This time, the new work allocation system requires them to reach the workload of our Yangtze workers and distribute salaries according to work. If they don't meet the requirements, they will be eliminated. The North American colonies don't support idlers. Cao Yuxin's suggestion was approved by most of the people present. However, some people were worried that those former Americans were naturally undisciplined. They used to have guns and could even shoot at the police. Now they have nothing. If they don't work, they won't have food to eat, which makes them cry out for a lack of human rights. Now, making them participate in production work so harshly will likely be difficult to implement and may even cause riots in the underground cities. Just as the high-level officials were arguing about this issue, Chen Yu spoke. Everyone in the room fell silent. Everyone, listen to me. The people in the North American colonies are indeed not worth sympathizing with. Even though they have been screened once. Nearly 100 million people have entered the underground cities, and as far as I know, many Americans use prohibited substances. They may have quit before entering the underground cities, but I always believe that it's their nature. Just do as Yuxin said. But I suggest that their workload still needs to be increased, while the workload of our Yangzia workers needs to be reduced slowly. Technology changes life. Now that Yangzia is the global economic center and the center of power, we used to be exploited. And now we can also exploit them. I suggest increasing the workload of those people in the North American colonies to 1.5 times the current workload of Yangzia workers. If they can't complete it, send them back to the surface to fend for themselves. Chen Yu's words were simply cruel and ruthless, and the high-level officials present couldn't help but shudder. Cao Yuxin stood up and accepted Chen Yu's order. Okay, Mr. Chen Yu, I will formulate a detailed plan immediately. Next, they discussed how to solve the second matter. Chen Yu continued. The information says that Africa, South Asia, and some other countries that need our Yangzia's assistance are all asking us to assist their bases, right? Many years ago, they were not active in building underground bases. And now that they are sitting idle and eating their savings, they are coming to our big country to seek assistance. No one refuted Chen Yu's rhetorical question. Which of their underground cities controlled nuclear fusion energy systems and ecological systems was not assisted by my Huanyu technology? These people just have inferior roots. Once we help them, they want us to continue helping them. We can help them, but we should send experts to their places to popularize the grain fruit trees and lianglong and other economic animal husbandry that I brought back from outer space, so that they can be self-sufficient and not always think about freeloading from our Yangzia. I'm already being benevolent and righteous. Chapter 253. Indeed, Chen Yu provided them with the underground city's controllable nuclear fusion energy system and the ecological cycle system. Now, he's also providing them with grain fruit trees obtained from aliens and lianglong breeding technology. If they still can't make it work, then it really is the incompetence of their leaders. As for the last matter, Chen Yu is temporarily unable to interfere with the Milky Way Interstellar Federation. Chen Yu can only bear the annually increasing federal management fees. After all, Earth's current productivity is strong, and it is the dominant planet within 2,000 light-years. Each year, it sells dozens of home-class motherships within the 4th-level civilization range, and hundreds of thousands of ordinary attack spacecraft. Currently, Earth's internal GDP is only 150 trillion Yangzia coins. But its interstellar manufacturing GDP is as high as 2 trillion galaxy coins. And the exchange rate between galaxy coins and Yangzia coins is as high as 1 to 500. This is because Earth has joined the ranks of 4th-level civilizations, and the exchange rate of Yangzia coins has also risen accordingly. If it were at the beginning, one galaxy coin could be exchanged for hundreds of thousands of Yangzia coins. Earth's products are now exported to the entire Milky Way. Now, Earth's Maotai and Zonghua cigarettes have become highly sought-after luxury goods in the Milky Way. And just like that, 2 years passed. These 2 years were the most comfortable years Chen Yu had spent on Earth. His younger sister, Chen Jie, has become an interstellar superstar within 2,000 light-years. Because of her outstanding appearance, as well as her excellent singing and acting skills. In the human star systems within 2,000 light-years, Chen Jie's fame is even greater than Chen Yu's. In this area, Chen Jie has hundreds of billions of fans, most of whom are alien human fans. This was something Chen Yu never expected. Back then, he established an entertainment company just for his sister as a hobby. As a result, how many years has it been? Only a little over 10 years, and his sister has actually become a super idol in a star field of the Milky Way. During these 2 years, Chen Yu took his wives to travel to other planets, and he could even see his sister Chen Jie's advertising posters on other planets. And during these 2 years on Earth, Chen Yu rarely saw his sister. Her current TV dramas are all filmed in the Milky Way's common language. Her newly released songs are also popular on other planets, and she often holds concerts on major planets. And Chen Jie is also enjoying it. She likes this feeling of being sought after by fans from countless planets. It also allows Earth's culture to spread throughout the Milky Way, especially because Chen Jie's TV dramas are popular in the starry sky. Some of the overbearing president short dramas that Earth had previously eliminated have also become popular in the interstellar space. This made Chen Yu even more caught off guard. A local overbearing president short drama filmed on Earth for hundreds of thousands of dollars could sell the copyright for millions of galaxy coins on the neighboring Mesolas or Cecilia planets, which is outrageous. Later, Chen Yu learned that Earthlings look better and more well-proportioned. They don't have the kind of features where their heads are a little too big, or their waists are a little too thick, and their eyes look like aliens. They are more in line with the aesthetics of the universe's human race, so Earthlings are more easily accepted, and even many alien human races come to Earth to find partners. A new day. Chen Yu was on the top floor of the Huanyu Technology Ground Building, opening the heat insulation layer, basking in the strong radiation sunlight, and absorbing the universe's bright energy. An alarm from the AI sounded in his mind. It had been 2 years since he had heard an alarm from the AI. Alarm, alarm, an alarm has been received from Outpost Base Earth 2. The base is under attack by unknown creatures, and the planet is under unknown attack. Chen Yu immediately opened his eyes. AI, what's going on? I just received a quantum communication signal from Earth 2. The outpost base is under attack. Currently, all life signals from the base have been lost. Only a short video has been sent back. Play it immediately. The video is not very clear, but it can be switched to other ray frequency bands. Chen Yu first watched it in normal mode, and only saw huge black shadows crawling out of the coastline. He couldn't see what they were, densely packed, heading towards the outpost base. AI, what are these things? The data obtained is currently too little to determine exactly what these things are. Switch to other rays and replay the video. Okay, Captain. The AI is now playing the video in infrared thermal imaging. When Chen Yu saw the things crawling out of the coastline, he only felt his scalp tingling. Chapter 254. After playing the video using infrared wavelengths, Chen Yu clearly saw what those things that had darted out of the sea were. They looked very strange, with slender limbs and 2 light bulbs the size of basketballs on their heads, which must have been their eyes. These monsters crawled out of the sea water, moved quickly, and were at least 2 to 3 meters long. Chen Yu had never seen such disgusting monsters on Earth or any other planet. Damn, what the hell are these things? Captain, these should be unique creatures from the sea of planet Earth 2. Based on their mobility, I analyzed that they possess strong athletic ability and powerful attack power. What is the situation with the people at Outpost Base on Earth 2? Currently, it is impossible to detect the life signs of the human race within the base. The situation is likely grim. How many Earthlings are left in other areas of the planet? Currently, there are 43,784 Earthlings who were dispatched from the outpost base on Earth 2 remaining in other locations. So, more than 6,000 people in the advance team who stayed at the outpost base are dead. Captain, if there are no surprises, that is the case. Damn it, damn it. Those damned monsters. Millennium Falcon, prepare for immediate departure. I want to see what those things are. They slaughtered my Earthling race, I will make them extinct on planet Earth 2. Chen Yu was truly enraged this time. Of the 50,000 people sent out, several thousand were slaughtered at once. Understood, Captain. This time, Chen Yu didn't know how many enemies he would face when he went to eliminate the monsters, and he might encounter trouble. Chen Yu did not bring his 4 wives with him. He planned to carry 100,000 attack robots and go alone to eliminate those monsters. Before leaving, the wives were reluctant to part, but Sarala was unwilling to let Chen Yu take the risk alone. In the end, Chen Yu had no choice but to let Sarala follow him. After all, Sarala was the only one among his wives who had reached the starry sky 4th order life form. She had enough self-protection ability. She alone was equivalent to a humanoid killing machine. After locking onto the coordinates of Earth 2, the Millennium Falcon entered warp space and traversed at a certain speed of light. In less than an hour, it arrived at planet Earth 2, 3,000 light-years away. Looking from space, there were already several satellites in the sky above Earth 2. These were launched by the Colonial Advance Team, and they had satellites responsible for monitoring and communication. After the monster attack, Chen Yu immediately used quantum communication to order the Earthlings who had gone out to stay where they were. Do not return to the outpost base, there are monsters there. Chen Yu controlled the Millennium Falcon and flew over the outpost base. Chen Yu's expression was fierce. Damn it, these damned things are so cruel. Ew, those things crawled out of the sea, how are we going to eliminate them? Humph, we have to catch one first and study what those monsters are. Then how do we catch those monsters? Chen Yu had his own plan. Judging from the video, those monsters clearly came to attack the outpost base in an organized and premeditated manner. They should have a certain degree of intelligence. What Chen Yu thought was to restore all the functions of the outpost base. Let those monsters think that there are people in the outpost base again, and when they come to attack, it will be Chen Yu's time to catch them. Afterwards, Chen Yu sent all 100,000 simulated attack robots carried on the Millennium Falcon to the ground. After a day of cleaning, the corpses of more than 6,000 people were piled up like mountains. Even though Chen Yu had seen scenes of slaughter, and even killed some aliens himself. But seeing so many of his compatriots, Chen Yu couldn't stay calm. He wanted to dive directly into the water, find those monsters, and exterminate them all. Chen Yu ordered the robots to build a pioneer cemetery on the island of the outpost base. It was used to bury the remains of these more than 6,000 people. After about a week, the outpost base was cleaned up almost like before, and it returned to its brightly lit appearance. Chen Yu and Sarala, and 100,000 robots, were in the base, waiting for those monsters to come to their door. I don't know why, but after waiting for a week, those monsters didn't crawl out of the beach. What's going on? Do those monsters know that they will be attacked this time? Chapter 255. Chen Yu felt that even if those monsters had intelligence, they wouldn't think so much. After waiting another week, many vanguard teams from other continents on Earth too wanted to return and fight alongside Chen Yu. However, Chen Yu rejected them all, telling them that the reason was that it was too dangerous here, and those monsters were not something ordinary humans could deal with. Meanwhile, the vanguard teams stationed outside, while establishing bases and driving away the primitive people on various continents, also encountered huge resistance. Basically, the Earth human race and those primitive people were already irreconcilable. Through sonar exploration, the average depth of the ocean on Earth 2 was 5 times that of Earth. This also meant that the space in the ocean of Earth 2 was enormous. A speculation formed in Chen Yu's mind. This kind of life-bearing planet might have intelligent beings existing on the seabed. However, this planet was as big as Earth, and it would definitely be impossible to fully explore the seabed in a short period of time. Fortunately, the island where the outpost base was built was located in the center of the ocean. Chen Yu then controlled the landing ship to search in the nearby waters first, as those monsters must be not far from the island. As expected, after searching for 2 days, Chen Yu's sonar detected abnormal creatures appearing in a flat area hundreds of kilometers away from the outpost base island. The area was at a depth of 5,000 meters below sea level. The closer Chen Yu controlled the landing ship to that flat area, the more strange creatures he encountered. Those creatures generally did not look like fish, but rather like creatures that once lived on land, possibly entering the sea for some reason. They did not have anything like fins on their bodies, only limbs and trunks. Chen Yu speculated that these land creatures came to the water in the last 1 or 2,000 years due to some environmental pressure or competitive pressure on the ground. As a result, they did not have enough time to evolve fins similar to those of Earth fish, which would facilitate swimming. This also led to these strange-looking creatures not swimming very fast in the sea. Chen Yu continued to approach those flat hinterlands. "Captain, I have a new discovery." "What new discovery?" "Just now, the landing ship's detection system detected an abnormal electromagnetic signal from the depths of the seabed. It is very weak, but I am sure that it was emitted by intelligent creatures." Chen Yu was shocked. Could it be that there really was a civilization on the seabed of Earth too? This was very similar to a movie on Earth, Aquaman. Could it be that there was also a lost Atlantis here? Chen Yu became more and more curious. Continuing to delve deeper into the seabed, it was pitch black here, and the pressure was also enormous, but for the landing ship, there was no pressure at all. Just as Chen Yu went 30,000 meters below the sea surface, he actually saw light. 30,000 meters deep in the sea, this was simply unimaginable on Earth. In the past, Earth simply did not have a probe that could explore the seabed below 10,000 meters. The pressure was too great, and even steel would be compressed into a small piece. When Chen Yu saw the things that revealed the light, he confirmed his guess. Those lights were things similar to glass barriers on the seabed. The light was emitted from inside, and it was a bit blurry inside, presumably a biological civilization. "Captain, according to my investigation, these glass-like covers have the function of isolating signal transmission. No wonder we have difficulty detecting the signals emitted from inside on the surface of the planet. The weak signal detected before should have leaked out for some reason. Humph, these things are afraid of being discovered by us. No wonder I waited for them for almost a month, and they didn't show up. It seems that they know that a strong enemy is coming. Captain, what should we do now? Do you want to directly destroy their shields?" "Don't worry, Killing them like this would be letting them off easy. Release the communication connection signal, I want to have a good chat with them. Why did they attack my base silently? Okay, Captain. Chapter 256. Subsequently, the signal transmitting device on the landing craft sent a communication connection request, as a blue, luminous, massive hemispherical shield lit up below. Captain, connection successful. You can talk to them now. Listen, you monsters down there, I am the new master of this planet. Have your ruler come out and speak to me. Chen Yu used the Milky Way's common language. Inside the landing craft's cabin, a gurgling sound echoed, making it impossible to understand anything. Captain, the other party hasn't joined the Galactic Federation, so they probably don't understand what you're saying. Infiltrate their network and decipher their language. Captain, I already tried that. They don't have a network at all. Only some simple electromagnetic signals, and those aren't even used for communication. Damn, they can build cities to survive 30,000 meters deep in the ocean, but they don't even have a network? That's a bit outrageous. According to my scans, their shield is a technology that surpasses even a level 3 civilization, but this planet is so primitive. There must be something fishy going on here. Humph, I don't care what they are. Prepare the weapons, lock onto a small section of the shield, and take one out first. Then they'll probably talk to me nicely. Okay, Captain, laser weapons are ready, locked on, commencing attack. From the front of the landing craft, a white laser beam shot straight towards a blue shield. When the laser struck the blue shield, the entire shield's color became even more intensely blue. It was as if it was increasing its resistance power. Oh, it can take a beating. Let's increase the power too. Okay, Captain. Zzzzz. Inside the landing craft, the small antimatter annihilation engine unleashed its peak power, continuously outputting it to the laser weapon system in front. Boom. Because the energy was too great, and this was underwater, a violent explosion occurred where the laser and the blue shield made contact. The shockwave from the explosion blasted Chen Yu's landing craft backward in stages. The pressure conduction of seawater is far, far better than air, causing Chen Yu's landing craft to retreat involuntarily after the explosion. When the explosion dissipated, Chen Yu looked at the blue shield again. Oh ho! It really can take a beating. Nothing happened at all. Captain, this kind of shield is a form of energy protection, and this is underwater. Many of our landing craft's particle lasers can't be used. We can't use laser weapons against them. I suggest using kinetic weapons. Okay, since they gave me a shockwave just now, I'll return the favor in kind. Let's go back first, we'll take the Millennium Falcon directly over here, and crush these monsters. What? I'm about to go back and get a big weapon, and they can't sit still? Besides, I don't even speak their language, how can we communicate? What's the point of communicating? Just as Chen Yu's landing craft continued to ascend, the other party's communication request arrived again. Captain, they are still sending communication requests. Chen Yu thought for a while. The other party is sending communication requests continuously, could it be that they really want to talk? Remembering that on Earth 2's land, even that primitive ape man could say a few words of the Milky Way's common language. The level of civilization at the bottom of the sea is much higher than on the surface, they should also know a little. Alright, I'll give them a chance, connect. Okay, Captain, re-establishing the communication link. As soon as it connected, a deep voice sounded from the other side, somewhat similar to the previous gurgling sound. However, this time Chen Yu could understand it. Invaders, leave immediately. This place does not belong to you. Chen Yu couldn't help but laugh. It was almost the same as what the old ape man said when he first met those ape men. The key is that if you want me to leave, you should say it nicely. Why did you send those monsters? Slaughtering thousands of my Earth Expeditionary Force members is something Chen Yu cannot forgive. He roared directly. You monsters, who gave you the courage to kill thousands of my ground base personnel? The deep, sonorous voice on the other side sounded again. Invaders, please leave, otherwise, we will launch an attack against you. Chen Yu really wanted to laugh. He had long hoped that these things would come out, but they hadn't come for so long. Okay, I'll wait for you above. If you don't come, you're a grandson. You better send all your monsters up. Chapter 257. Chen Yu had the AI control the small landing craft to begin ascending. Once above the surface, it would be his territory to shine. Then, he could deal with these bastards however he pleased. Chen Yu had considered that even if they didn't take the bait and refused to come up, he could switch to the Millennium Falcon and descend to annihilate them directly. The laser weapon power on the Millennium Falcon was incomparable to the small landing craft he was currently in. Its resistance to seawater shockwaves was also many times stronger. The key was that the Millennium Falcon also had kinetic energy weapons that could inflict fatal damage to those blue shields. The landing craft ascended rapidly, and the AI reminded Chen Yu in his mind. "Captain, they haven't sent anything to attack us." "Humph, they probably think I've escaped. Since they won't come up, then let's go back, switch to the Millennium Falcon, and I'll obliterate these beasts." "Understood, Captain." The small landing craft finally surfaced and flew into the air, heading straight for the island where the outpost base was located. The Millennium Falcon was there. After returning to the outpost base, Chen Yu wasn't in a hurry to directly change ships and go to the seabed. Instead, he prepared to wait and see if those monsters would surface. After waiting for a day, the sea remained unusually calm. Chen Yu couldn't bear it any longer. "Go, AI, let's get them." Chen Yu boarded the Millennium Falcon, and just as he was preparing to descend into the sea, a disturbance occurred on the beach. A large number of giant creatures with a pair of light bulb-like eyes on their heads surged from the sea onto the land. "Humph, they're finally here. Did they think this would be as easy as last time? Robot Legion, move out." Subsequently, a large number of simulated combat robots rushed out from the outpost base. They retracted their hands and extended laser cannons. In an instant, a great battle erupted on the beach. Ju, zzzzzzz. Lasers flew everywhere. How could those monsters be a match for these combat robots? The monsters' flesh and blood bodies were blown apart, with chunks of flesh exploding everywhere. However, more and more monsters crawled out of the sea. They completely disregarded the cost and fearlessly charged forward. Finally, they engaged in direct melee combat with the combat robots. Those monsters thought these robots were the same as the ordinary people with low combat power in the previous outpost base. But as soon as they attacked, they realized something was wrong. These robots were all incredibly strong, and their skeletal structures were made of specially made high-strength metal. When these monsters' bloody mouths bit into these robots, they would only tear the silicone skin on the surface, revealing the cold metal skeleton inside, making these robots look even more ruthless and terrifying. The robots charged into the monster tide, no longer needing lasers, and directly tore these monsters apart with their bare hands. The scene was a one-sided massacre. Just when Chen Yu thought the battle was about to end, and no matter how many monsters came, they couldn't resist his robot legion, the situation suddenly reversed because an armored creature emerged from the sea. They were even larger, with the same pair of basketball-sized light bulb eyes. From their appearance, they looked like giants with limbs, presumably another type of organism of the previous monsters. With the protection of armor and the advantage of their huge size, Chen Yu's robot legion began to suffer casualties. Some robots were shattered or deformed by the armored creature's pincers, losing their combat power. Seeing this, Chen Yu spat. He didn't use the Millennium Falcon to wipe out these monsters in one fell swoop. Instead, he took Solala, carrying two long swords made of special metal, and rushed out of the Millennium Falcon. Chen Yu's body glowed with blue light, and with a palm strike, powerful energy surged from his palm. The intense heat blasted dozens of monsters in front of him into slag. Solala was not to be outdone, wielding her long sword, slashing and killing in the monster horde. Solala's movements were exceptionally agile, mainly because she could also use dark energy to make incredible evasive maneuvers. For a time, those monsters couldn't touch Solala's lithe body at all. Thus, Chen Yu and Solala slaughtered in the monster tide. Soon, the entire beach was littered with corpses, all the limbs and broken arms of those monsters. And those monsters also saw these two terrifying people, their combat power was simply too strong. In the end, many monsters didn't dare to show their faces and disappeared directly into the sea. After killing the last landed monster, Chen Yu sheathed his long sword. At this moment, the corpses of those monsters had already filled the entire huge beach. Roughly estimated, Chen Yu and Solala had killed at least 10,000 monsters this time. This time, he killed to his heart's content, and Chen Yu felt a belly full of anger released. Next was to control the Millennium Falcon and go to the seabed. To completely annihilate that Earth 2 planet's Atlantis civilization. To avenge the 6,000 Earthlings killed by them. Chapter 258. Just as Chen Yu and Sarala boarded the Millennium Falcon and prepared to descend into the sea, a huge platform suddenly rose from the sea in front of the outpost base. The platform looked like the back of a giant creature. Standing on it were several humanoid creatures with slender limbs, heads, and torsos. Without exception, they also had a pair of light bulb-like eyes on their heads. However, these humanoid creatures were much smaller than the monsters and armored creatures that had come up before, almost no different from humans. Chen Yu looked at these creatures on the sea, a smile on his lips. Presumably, these should be the real masters of the civilization deep under the sea of this planet. Captain, they are requesting to communicate with you. Okay, connect, let's see what they have to say. After the communication was connected successfully, the voice from the other side came. Invaders, you have caused great slaughter, please leave our planet. Chen Yu almost laughed. Who started the slaughter first? These civilized creatures actually made false accusations and took the lead in accusing themselves. Chen Yu retorted without hesitation. Humph, what kind of ghosts are you, and you still have the face to ask me to leave? If you hadn't attacked my base and killed more than 6,000 of my people, would I have attacked you like this? Invaders, you invaded our planet first. But I spent trillions of galaxy coins to buy your planet. You can only blame the people who discovered your planet. If you want to reason, you can only find them. I paid the money, so this place belongs to me. Also, if you had shown yourselves earlier, I would have given you a habitat according to humanitarianism. Besides, you are all living in the seabed 30,000 meters deep, and I am developing on the surface, so there would not have been too much interaction between us. However, you killed my people, which is destined to start a war, and there is no negotiation on this matter. The intelligent creatures on the other side were very puzzled as to why Chen Yu was so strong, domineering, and angry. They killed more than 6,000 of his people. Who wouldn't be angry? This is the most deadly war on Earth in recent decades. Invaders, don't think we are afraid of you. If you don't leave, don't blame us for being impolite. After those intelligent creatures finished speaking, they slowly sank. Then, in the command room of the Millennium Falcon, many distress messages came from the Earthlings of the advance team on other continents of Earth too. SOS, SOS, we are under attack by a large number of primitive people. They are rushing towards our temporary base regardless of their lives. Alarm, alarm, a large number of primitive people are attacking us, request permission to open fire on them. Chen Yu was shocked. It turned out that these seabed creatures were actually connected to those ape men on land. They even instigated the ape men on land to launch a full-scale attack on humans. Chen Yu immediately ordered. I am Chen Yu, I order you to launch indiscriminate attacks on those primitive people to save your own lives. I will send escort ships to support you. Then Chen Yu instructed the intelligent brain. Intelligent brain, send out all 30 escort ships on the Millennium Falcon to various locations on Earth 2 to carry out rescue operations. Don't be polite to those primitive people, kill them all. Okay, Captain, the Millennium Falcon's loading bay doors are opening, and all 30 escort ships have been dispatched. Chen Yu watched as the 30 escort ships flew out of the Millennium Falcon's loading bay doors and disappeared into the horizon in the blink of an eye. Those Earth advance teams all have positioning, and the intelligent brain can lock their locations. With the speed of the escort ships, they can quickly reach the corresponding locations to carry out rescue operations. The powerful firepower of the escort ships is simply a one-sided massacre against those ape men wielding primitive knives, spears, and clubs. If those primitive people are all fools and rush to their deaths regardless, Chen Yu will not pity them. If they are smart and give up attacking humans after being slaughtered for a while, Chen Yu will let them go. Finally, he will drive them to an independent continent and let them reproduce on their own. After dispatching the escort ships, Chen Yu prepared to control the Millennium Falcon and descend to the seabed to find trouble with the main culprits. Intelligent brain, head to the seabed, I want to show them what absolute power is. Okay, Captain. The Millennium Falcon flew to the sky above that flat seabed area hundreds of kilometers away. Then it plunged headlong into the vast sea. The power of the Millennium Falcon is beyond doubt. It quickly submerged to a depth of 30,000 meters. Seeing those blue glowing shields again, Chen Yu's lips had already curled into a confident arc. Intelligent brain, aim at a blue shield for me, and destroy one of their cities first. Chapter 259. Subsequently, a laser beam, significantly stronger than those from the landing craft earlier, shot towards a blue shield. Even in the water, the laser beam would be diminished by the sea water. But the energy was too great, and the sea water was directly evaporated, creating countless bubbles. The laser instantly struck the blue protective shield, and in just a moment, the powerful energy shattered the shield. Boom! The space inside, as large as a city, was quickly filled with seawater. This created a supercavitation effect, generating huge ripples in the surrounding seawater. Fortunately, the Millennium Falcon spaceship was large enough and had the ability to maintain balance in the water. Humph, are these their reliance? They're just trash, I can destroy them with a flick of my finger. AI, kill them all for me. Immediately, point-to-point lasers from the Millennium Falcon shot towards those giant creatures. Boom! ZZZZT, JJJJ. Those creatures, tens of meters long, turned into clouds of blood mist under the Millennium Falcon's lasers. However, their blood was all green, which was disgusting to look at. AI, don't stop, continue attacking the other protective shields. Yes, Captain. JJJJ. 3 more incredibly powerful lasers shot out from the Millennium Falcon spaceship. 3 more giant blue protective shields were destroyed. At the moment each shield exploded, Chen Yu could see the situation inside. Inside were strangely shaped buildings, similar to circles. Inside, he could see some of the humanoid creatures that had come to the surface to negotiate with him earlier. But in just a moment, they were swallowed by the seawater. Chen Yu didn't know if they could survive under such powerful water pressure. But without their homes, they certainly wouldn't live long. Just as Chen Yu had destroyed more than a dozen blue protective barriers in a row, a communication request sounded again in the command room. Captain, the other party wants to talk to you again. Okay, I want to see what they can say this time after seeing my strength. Connect it. Yes, Captain, the communication connection has been established. Invaders, you are devils. You actually want to exterminate our planet's civilization. Humph, am I a devil? When you sent those monsters to my outpost and killed more than 6,000 of my Earth human race, did you ever think that you were the devils? You invaded us first. So what if we invaded? Our planet has also been invaded by aliens before, and they would give us a choice. I will also give you a choice, provided that you come and discuss it with me. You are so unethical, attacking my base in the middle of the night, causing heavy casualties to my people. Just before, you even tried to control the primitive people of this planet to attack my outpost team. Are you out of your minds? Invaders are always invaders. You came to our planet and will definitely kill us all. Is it wrong for us to strike first? Yes, you are wrong. The wrong thing is that you didn't discuss it with me and took action without authorization. Before, when I discovered the primitive people on this planet, I didn't even touch them. As long as they listen obediently, I will divide a continent for them, with enough area and resources for them to develop. This is the principle of us Earthlings, but you didn't distinguish right from wrong and started attacking. I'm already angry. Then we apologize to you now, can you leave? Leave? You're thinking too beautifully. Do you know how much 100 billion galaxy credits is? It can buy 10 planets like yours. You think I'll leave just because you tell me to? I originally wanted to leave you a way out, but you didn't cherish it. Human, I beg you, spare our civilization. We can give you benefits, benefits you can't imagine. What benefits can you, such a low-level civilization, give me? I don't even look up to them. No, 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 we are not a low-level civilization. We came here 10,000 years ago. This star system has a space channel that leads to a place where there must be something you want. Space channel? Came 10,000 years ago. Chen Yu didn't know why, but he immediately thought of the wormhole at the edge of the solar system. Could the space channel that these intelligent creatures are talking about be related to that space wormhole? No wonder Chen Yu felt that these monsters didn't look like the original creatures in the sea. They hadn't evolved into streamlined shapes and fins like fish. It turned out that they were other alien races who came 10,000 years ago. Yes, powerful human race, we are not creatures from this planet. Chapter 260. Chen Yu was increasingly shocked. He might have encountered a civilization from another universe, just like the Millennium Falcon. But no matter what, Chen Yu would not let these aliens who slaughtered his people get away with it. He originally thought he was the invader, but he didn't expect that these monsters with light bulb eyes didn't originally belong here either. Humph, since you only arrived here 10,000 years ago, why do you say I'm the invader? You even controlled those primitive people on this planet and made them come to die. You really are a civilization that deserves to be killed. Your Excellency, please stop your attack. We can point out the location of the space wormhole for you. Please let our civilization go. Now you know to be afraid? It's too late. I'll talk after I've had my fill of killing. Then Chen Yu interrupted the communication connection with those monster civilizations. Brain, continue to attack their blue protective shields for me, to avenge the more than 6,000 people on Earth. Okay, Captain. Subsequently, more intense lasers shot towards those blue shields. Before long, most of those shields were destroyed. Chen Yu could see that every time a blue shield was destroyed, a city would be swallowed up, and a large number of creatures would be killed. Chen Yu was indifferent to this, as it was the punishment they deserved. Of course, those monster civilizations would not sit idly by and watch their homes be destroyed. They finally dispatched their mechanized fleet. These were oddly shaped spaceships, about 300 to 400 meters in length. Captain, the other side has dispatched an attack fleet. According to the scan, the other side's fleet civilization level is approximately close to level 4 civilization. The main weapon is a high-energy particle laser cannon. Humph, with this little attack power, you dare to call yourself a high-level civilization? You even want to exchange the wormhole location with me? What wishful thinking! Kill them all for me! A protective light shield lit up around the Millennium Falcon, and the water inside was drained to the outside. This protective light shield was only the most basic energy shield. But it was more than enough to intercept the strongest laser cannon attack within level 4 civilization. Rumble! Those dozens of strange warships simultaneously fired high-energy particle laser cannons at the Millennium Falcon. Their technology level and the laser cannons they manufactured would be weakened by the seawater itself when fired in the sea. The lasers landed on the Millennium Falcon's protective shield, causing no pain or itching, and hardly forming any effective attack on the Millennium Falcon. Chen Yu then instructed the brain to attack those blue shields again and again. At this moment, in the command room of a monster civilization's spaceship, several aliens with light bulb eyes on their heads looked at the Millennium Falcon, which was like a god of slaughter, with shocked expressions. The light bulb-eyed alien standing in the middle roared. How is this possible? How is it possible? How is his spaceship so powerful? Our attacks can't hurt them at all. An adjutant next to him suggested. Commander, our situation is critical now. We can only abandon our home and fly to the ground to fight him. In the sea, our laser cannons will be greatly weakened by the seawater. Only by leaving the seawater can we exert the maximum power of our laser cannons. Moreover, the other side only has one spaceship. Let's surface now. The commander looked at his underwater home, which had taken thousands of years to build. He didn't expect it to be destroyed in such a short period of time. Okay, surface immediately and go to the planet's surface to fight that evil spaceship to the death. Yes, sir. Subsequently, dozens of strangely shaped spaceships stopped attacking the Millennium Falcon and dived towards the sea surface. Captain, are they trying to escape? Don't worry about them for now, destroy the last few blue shields for me. Okay, Captain. A few minutes later, the dozens of blue shields, large and small, on this underwater plane, were all destroyed by Chen Yu. Chen Yu didn't know that in such a short period of time. Okay, let's surface and destroy those spaceships. Okay, Captain. The dozens of alien spaceships that surfaced first were waiting for Chen Yu's Millennium Falcon on the sea surface. They had abandoned their homes and vowed to fight Chen Yu to the death. The Millennium Falcon slowly surfaced, and as soon as it emerged, it was subjected to a powerful laser cannon attack. However, the next moment, something that shocked the aliens happened. The Millennium Falcon's shield changed from the previous light yellow to light blue. The defense level was increased again. This was still one of the lowest level energy shields of the Millennium Falcon. Rumble. Dense lasers bombarded the Millennium Falcon's light blue shield, only causing ripples of waves. In the alien flagship's command room, the commander and adjutant just now looked at the scene in front of them in disbelief. All the strongest attacks of their spaceships did not cause any damage to the other side. What level of civilization are these guys? How powerful is this spaceship? Could it be that the other side is above level 5 civilization? Chapter 261. The alien civilization's commander was utterly despondent, filled with regret. Why had he ordered the attack on those seemingly weak races in the middle of the night? It turned out that behind them was such a powerful technological civilization. It's over, we're done for this time. The commander squatted on the ground, his legs weak, unable to even stand. The adjutant and some other high-ranking officers were equally despairing. At that moment, Chen Yu's counterattack began. AI, lock onto those ugly spaceships and leave none alive. Immediately, beams of laser fire erupted from all directions of the Millennium Falcon. Against warships that weren't even at a level 4 civilization, the laser cannons on Chen Yu's Millennium Falcon could easily destroy them. Huge explosions lit up the sky everywhere. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Escape. Escape. We must escape. In the alien flagship's command center, the commander, lying on the ground, issued the order in terror. Facing imminent death, they were helpless and could only flee in all directions. But the Millennium Falcon mothership wouldn't give them a chance to escape. A dense barrage of lasers had already locked onto dozens of warships. In just over 10 minutes, only one alien flagship remained, all other alien warships had been annihilated. And that alien flagship had also tried to escape, but it was locked down by a limiting beam from the Millennium Falcon. This beam could create a low-level spatial barrier, trapping some lower-level civilization's spaceships within, rendering them unable to move. Chen Yu's Millennium Falcon slowly flew in front of the alien flagship. Humph! Re-establish the communication link. Chen Yu's purpose in keeping this one ship was to find out everything about them, including the location of that wormhole. Soon, the communication link was established. You ugly creatures with light bulbs on your heads, I'm giving you a chance to live. In the alien flagship's command center, a group of alien high-ranking officers trembled, thinking about their civilization's remnants on this planet. Only the few people on this ship remained. Previously, they had called Chen Yu an invader, but now they addressed him as Your Excellency. Chen Yu sneered. Ha, you really don't shed tears until you see the coffin. You had to push things to this point before you knew regret. Speak. Our civilization has been forced to this point by you. What do you want us to do to spare our last people? Tell me the location of the wormhole you mentioned earlier, and also, tell me where exactly you come from. Alright, I will send you the wormhole location information now, and I will also tell you where we come from. As the alien commander explained, Chen Yu learned the location of the wormhole. He also learned where they came from. It turned out that these alien monster fleets were from a level 3 peak civilization. They were originally a race that, due to the deterioration of their planet's environment, boarded spaceships with all their intelligent life. They were searching for habitable planets in space. But 10,000 years ago, while searching for a habitable planet, they encountered a massive abnormal energy field. That should have been the entrance to the wormhole on the other side. Subsequently, the entire interstellar colonization fleet was swallowed by that enormous wormhole space. At the time, all the electronic equipment on the ships malfunctioned, and no one knew how long it lasted. When the people on the ships woke up again, they had arrived in a space of unknown location. After repairs, half of the ships were repaired, while the other ships were scrapped directly, and the lives on board also died strangely. Finally, the remaining half of the colonization fleet explored this unknown starfield. They quickly discovered that this was a stable star system. Subsequently, they discovered a planet in the habitable zone within this star system. After a comprehensive survey, the environment on this planet was very similar to the environment on their previous planet. The reason they built survival bases in the sea was to avoid being discovered by other advanced civilizations in this starfield. Their race was already on the verge of extinction. If they encountered other civilizations, it would basically mean the end of their race. As a result, they built survival city bases at the bottom of the sea, and they thrived peacefully for tens of thousands of years. Until the scale they had before, the population also reached tens of millions after 10,000 years of reproduction from the remaining tens of thousands of people in the fleet. But in just one day, Chen Yu's Millennium Falcon wiped them out, leaving only the few thousand people on this flagship. These alien monster civilizations once believed that the wormhole had deliberately sent them here. Because near the wormhole, they discovered this life planet. Was this a coincidence or was it destined? Chen Yu thought of the edge of the solar system where Earth was located, which also had a wormhole, and Earth was the life planet near that wormhole. Knowing about this wormhole, Chen Yu couldn't help but think. Could there be more such wormholes in the universe? And near each wormhole, would there also be life planets like Earth, or Earth 2.0? If they all followed this pattern, then it would be terrifying. That kind of wormhole was something that even level 7 civilizations hadn't thoroughly researched. If there really was a pattern, then who was controlling everything behind the scenes? Could it be a supreme civilization above level 7? A god-level civilization? They actually connected two different universes and time-spaces in this way. Chapter 262. The more Chen Yu thought about the mysteries within, the more he felt the strangeness behind it. Why did this phenomenon occur? Were the so-called other universes parallel universes, or were they truly too far away? According to the discoveries of Earth scientists, the observable universe reaches 93 billion light-years. This data is derived from the Big Bang theory. And the universe is expanding, with the speed of the edge's expansion even exceeding the speed of light. Although this seems to violate the theory of relativity, it may be the truth. Even with such a large universe, is there no contact with other universes? Perhaps these wormholes will answer the ultimate mysteries of the universe. How exactly did the universe come about, and why did matter and energy arise? Those high-dimensional civilizations, that is, the 8th, 9th, and 10th level civilizations that surpass the 7th level. Can they really control time, and can they, in the river of time, go from cause to effect? Controlling everything in the universe behind the scenes? Chen Yu's brain was about to explode. Even with his current brain domain development of 20.55%, he couldn't figure out the mysteries of the universe. It seems that only by going to the other side of the wormhole can he know what's going on. Chen Yu also remembered that many years ago, Trump led his people and piloted a level 3 civilization spaceship into the wormhole at the edge of the solar system. He didn't know if he was buried in some corner of the universe, or if he had gone to another universe. Having basically learned about the history of these monster aliens, Chen Yu didn't want to keep them any longer. Intelligent brain, destroy them. You killed my human race, so I will destroy your race. Rather than eking out a living, it's better to be reborn into a good family in the next life. ZZZZZZ. The last monster civilization spaceship was destroyed. From then on, this civilization from another universe completely disappeared from this universe. Just as Chen Yu destroyed the last monster civilization spaceship, the command room received messages from Earth 2 and the major Earth outposts on each continent. Next, Chen Yu planned to personally lead the more than 43,000 survivors on Earth 2 to develop the planet. Now that the Aborigines had regained their sanity, and there were even ape men among them who could speak the galactic common language, Chen Yu directly found him, made him the leader of the Earth 2 Aborigines, and cooperated with Chen Yu's outpost troops. They were arranged on an independent island, similar to Australia on Earth. Chen Yu sent out 30 escort ships to search for the Aborigines all over Earth 2, gathering them together and transporting them to Australia on Earth 2. With the help of that Aboriginal leader, Chen Yu spent half a year. Finally, all the Aborigines on this planet were transported to their exclusive island. Finally, a census was taken of these Aborigines, and good heavens, Chen Yu was taken aback. There were a total of 3 billion of these Aborigines. Fortunately, Australia on Earth 2 was several times larger than Australia on Earth. Even with 3 billion people, it was enough for them to gallop and multiply. Chen Yu also taught them how to cultivate and sow grain, and also transplanted fruit trees and economic livestock Brachiosaurus that had been successfully transplanted on Earth. Fortunately, although these Aborigines looked like ape men, they already had intelligence similar to that of Earthlings. As long as they studied hard and had Earthlings stationed at Base 2 Australia to teach them Earth's culture, they would be a civilization in the future, and because the education they received was Earth culture, their sense of belonging to Earthlings would be very strong. Chen Yu stayed on Earth 2 for 5 years. In the major continents here, small cities had been established one after another. During this period, several homeworld-class motherships came to Earth 2, bringing tens of millions of people. They were all people from Earth who were willing to immigrate to Earth 2. The first phase of immigration was voluntary. But after the first phase of immigrants arrived, they saw the environment here, which was simply like paradise. From the second phase of immigration, applications and reviews were required. Many countries on Earth, because their underground bases were poorly constructed, had a particularly large number of people applying to come to Earth 2, as many as hundreds of millions. Chen Yu allocated some land to them on Earth 2, where they rebuilt their countries. For example, the Kingdom of England, their Queen and Prime Minister were among the first to come and re-establish their country here. And because of the Earth 2 quota, an invisible war broke out on Earth. Captain, there's bad news from Earth. The top leaders of Yangzia are asking you to go back and deal with it. Chen Yu frowned. The situation on Earth too had basically stabilized, and he was also preparing to return to Earth for a rest, and then go to the wormhole to take a look. Chapter 263. Chen Yu rode the Millennium Falcon spaceship and returned to Earth. As soon as he arrived on Earth, Cao Yuxin pulled him to the highest council building in the global underground city. The highest-ranking officials of Yangzia, as well as Cao Yuxin, were in that same office. Chen Yu sat in the main seat. Cao Yuxin stood up and said to the entire room. This time, because of the Earth 2 colony planet, the people of many countries on Earth have begun to stir. The top leaders of many countries have come to Yangzia, demanding that we send their people to Earth 2 and allocate a piece of land for them to build their own country. After Cao Yuxin finished speaking, she handed a document to Chen Yu. Chen Yu picked it up and looked at it, and the names of some countries were written on it. India, which had lost more than 1 billion people, was taking the lead. They now have about 100 million people left in their underground base. They demanded that Yangzia and Global Technology send their people to Earth 2 free of charge. Allocate a piece of land there that is the same size as the previous India for them. And provide early-stage technical construction guarantees so that their people can prosper and develop on Earth 2. In addition, there are some countries in South Asia, including some weaker countries in Africa and Europe. Even those old Americans in the global colonies are starting to stir again. They can no longer endure the heavy workload every day. They demand that Global Technology send them to the new Earth 2 to rebuild their country. Chen Yu smiled as soon as he saw it. I spent 100 billion galaxy coins to buy the planet, and more than 6,000 frontline troops sent to colonize died. Are these sacrifices going to benefit the scum of these countries? The fact that England was allowed to migrate there before was also an experiment Chen Yu did. And their royal family is extremely prescient and applied for residency in the first 2 batches. Of course, there are also risks involved, and at that time, people from these countries were unwilling to leave Earth for a strange and extremely risky planet. Now that they see that Earth 2 is so safe and the environment is excellent, the greed of human nature is immediately revealed. They even demanded that Global Technology send them there for free and provide them with basic construction. This is simply wishful thinking. Chen Yu felt that they were useless and a waste of air to be alive. Before the apocalypse came, those countries were the first to laugh at Yangzia. In particular, many of these countries are shameless. They received assistance from Global Technology, but they are still insatiable. Giving a pint, expecting a gallon, is the perfect description of these petty countries. Chen Yu threw the list of documents on the table. Ignore those trash. Earth 2 doesn't need ingrates. It's already my mercy to let them live and die in the underground base. Yangzia and Global Technology will continue to send people to Earth 2 to develop it, allocate the best land to Yangzia, and build a new country on it. Everything must be the best. Okay. 4 years ago, the Northern Star People's Livelihood Technology construction team left. All of our Yangzia bases have been fully upgraded. Now that we are building Earth 2, we can use these people's livelihood technologies from the very beginning in the most basic construction. We can build a new and comprehensive technologically powerful country. Cao Yuxin added. Chen Yu nodded. Okay, I'll give you 20 years to build a powerful Yangzia country on Earth 2. Next, I'm going to a very distant place. I don't know when I'll be back. I hope you can complete the task successfully. Now Earth has the medical pod technology left by Chen Yu, and the organ cultivation technology left by Northern Star's People's Livelihood Technology. Now the average lifespan of ordinary Earthlings exceeds 150 years. Even the current top leaders of Yangzia, who are in their 70s and 80s, are still considered young and strong. As for Chen Yu's parents, who were injected with level 7 civilization's gene modification fluid, their lifespan starts at 200 years, plus regular exercise. Each time they upgrade a small level of their life form, they can gain decades more of lifespan. So Chen Yu is not worried that his relatives will die decades or even hundreds of years later when he returns to Earth. According to the current situation of his family, it is not a problem to live for another 200 or 300 years. This is also the reason why Chen Yu is relieved to explore the wormhole. When Cao Yuxin heard that Chen Yu was leaving, she asked anxiously. Chen Yu, where are you going? What place would even you not know how long it will take to get to? Chapter 264. Chen Yu sighed. Alas, this is something I must do. Our Earth has developed to its current state, and after the apocalypse, Yangzia has been able to sustain billions of people, all because it has been helping me. I need to find its former companions for it, and also to find the answer in my own heart. Chen Yu was referring to the AI. From the moment he agreed to be the captain of the Millennium Falcon, Chen Yu had promised the AI. When he was strong enough, he would go to the wormhole to find its crew, whether they were dead or alive, to give the AI an answer. He had spent so many years searching for the raw materials for the warp engine, and now he had found them all, with spare materials as well. It was time to go find the truth. But of course, Chen Yu wouldn't tell Cao Yuxin so clearly. Then, will you encounter danger when you go out? Cao Yuxin continued to ask. I don't know. The universe is so vast, with infinite mysteries and civilizations. Perhaps even beyond the universe, there is a hand controlling things within the universe. I didn't have much ambition before, but now I really want to know the truth of the universe. Ever since Chen Yu's brain domain broke through 15%, he would think about many questions about the origin of the universe. He always had an urge to explore the ultimate answer, and to see what exactly was at the edge of the universe. Was it a void, or was it like what some whimsical scientists said? That the universe humans are in might just be a cell within a high-dimensional being. Chen Yu looked at Cao Yuxin, who was full of concern. He had always known what this woman was thinking. Thinking back to when he met her, it had been almost 20 years. Yuxin, if I can come back safely, would you be willing to marry me? Cao Yuxin covered her mouth. She looked at Chen Yu in disbelief, but Chen Yu's face was sincere at this moment. She had waited for Chen Yu for more than 20 years, remaining chaste. If it hadn't been for Chen Yu giving her a gene serum many years ago, Cao Yuxin would be an old woman in her 50s now. Tears fell onto the table, and Cao Yuxin pursed her lips and nodded. Chen Yu reached out and rubbed Cao Yuxin's head gently, and said softly. You've had a hard time all these years. Next, I'll leave the matters on the two Earths and the affairs of the Huanyu Interstellar Trading Company to you. You must make Earth prosperous and strong. Cao Yuxin burst into tears and cried in Chen Yu's arms. Okay. If you can come back alive, I will marry you. Then you wait for me to unravel all the secrets, and I will come back to marry you. I'll wait for you to come back. The Yangzia high-level officials in the conference room watched this scene warmly. Especially Cao Guangde, his daughter had remained chaste for Chen Yu for decades. Now she finally got Chen Yu's reply. Although she had to wait for Chen Yu to come back, Cao Guangde had confidence in Chen Yu. He believed that his daughter would definitely fulfill her dream and marry Chen Yu. Even if he had to wait 100 years, he would see his daughter marry the person she loved. Chen Yu stayed on Earth for another half a year. During this half year, he didn't go anywhere, just stayed at home with his parents and wives. His younger sister, Chen Jie, knowing that her brother was leaving, specially turned down a concert on a level 4 civilization planet. She returned to Earth and held a grand farewell concert to send her brother to explore the depths of the universe. This concert attracted hundreds of thousands of people from the surrounding human races on several advanced civilization planets. She was indeed the most popular human female star within 2,000 light-years. With all preparations completed, Chen Yu took his 4 wives and embarked on a journey to the edge of the solar system to explore the wormhole. This time, Chen Yu not only brought the original 30 escort ships from the Millennium Falcon, but also newly built 1,000 level 6 civilization attack ships, including 200 small star destroyers and 800 various types of attack ships. The Millennium Falcon mothership was 1,200 meters long, 800 meters wide, and more than 300 meters high. Although it was small compared to the homeworld-class mothership, but the internal space was still very huge, and it was more than enough to accommodate these 1,000 small attack ships. This time, Chen Yu also brought more than 1,000 Messeras people who had been captured on the Millennium Falcon. These people currently revered Sarera, a Messeras with noble blood, as their queen. They could just do some ship maintenance and production work on the ship. Although robots could also do it, they were, after all, intelligent humans, and they could always do a better job. Captain, detecting, wormhole location not found yet. Chapter 265. Chen Yu knew that this wormhole wouldn't appear consistently. The last time he waited for Trump here, the wormhole didn't show up for several days. Then it suddenly appeared, and Trump escaped. Okay, keep a close watch and report as soon as you spot a wormhole. Understood. This wait lasted a whole month. Chen Yu was getting impatient. He returned to the command center. For the past month, Chen Yu had been absorbing cosmic dark energy and playing poker with his wives. Recently, Xiao Yueshu and Xiao Jiazi had liberated their thinking and were willing to serve Chen Yu together. This allowed him to experience a new kind of joy during this month. Continuing to wait like this wasn't a solution either. AI, could it be that your positioning is wrong? It's not wrong. Trump's ship entered the black hole from here last time. Chen Yu suddenly remembered that when chasing Trump before, the AI had detected this area in advance. It roughly knew the location of the wormhole, but when waiting at the original location, it didn't appear for several days. Instead, after chasing Trump for a distance, the wormhole appeared. That meant that the wormhole might appear randomly within this large area. It wasn't the precise location where Trump's ship disappeared before. AI, do you think it's possible that the wormhole isn't fixed in one place? Captain, what do you mean? Put the location where you crashed before, the location where Trump left, and the location where we first arrived into the holographic screen. Yes, Captain. Afterward, Chen Yu saw several azimuth maps on the holographic screen in the middle of the command center. The previous locations were marked with red dots. When he saw these azimuths, Chen Yu's eyes lit up. Heh, as expected. The wormhole shouldn't appear in the same place. It has a pattern. In the middle of the holographic screen, although there were only 3 coordinates. It might just be a moment, so these 3 azimuths are still on a straight line. That is the Orion arm, on the orbit of the solar system around the center of the Milky Way. The solar system takes 230 million years to revolve around the center of the Milky Way, so these 10,000 years are not enough to change that straight line orbit. With 3 coordinates, the orbit where the wormhole will appear can be calculated based on time and space. AI, you should understand, right? Calculate the orbit where the wormhole will appear next. If we follow the orbit, we will always encounter the wormhole. Okay, Captain. I have calculated the space-time region where the future wormhole will appear. We can find the wormhole as long as we combine it with the current time. Okay, let's go. The Millennium Falcon spaceship headed towards the direction of the solar system's rotation around the center of the Milky Way. According to the time of the previous 2 wormhole appearances, only 20 years had passed this time, and it had not moved much distance. It arrived at an area where the wormhole was about to appear. What Chen Yu had to do now was wait. If he was lucky, the wormhole would appear as soon as he arrived. If he was unlucky, he would probably have to wait for some time. Knowing that the spaceship was about to enter the wormhole, all 4 wives came to the Millennium Falcon's command center. Solala looked at the pitch-black space in front. Here, the sun's light was so weak that it was difficult to detect. Even looking at the sun was not as bright as the light emitted by some galaxies millions of light years away. This place was like an abandoned land of death. Ayu, are we really going to enter the wormhole? Could the other side be another universe? Chen Yu looked at the boundless dark space and felt a little uneasy. I don't know. I don't know what's on the other side, but based on the information we have, it's highly likely that it's connected to another universe. Moreover, according to the AI's calculations, we need to jump out of the wormhole at a certain moment to reach the location where the AI's former crew members were lost. I don't know if we will encounter danger during this process. Are you afraid to follow me? Solala gazed at Chen Yu and shook her head. The other 3 wives also stepped forward and snuggled in Chen Yu's arms. Ayu, you gave me my life. I, Solala, will be with you forever. Yet, we're not afraid. Even if we die, we want to be with our husband. That's right, Ayu, we want to be together forever. Husband, don't be afraid. Xiao Jiazi has always been lucky. We will definitely have a smooth journey this time. Chen Yu was very pleased and kissed each of his 4 wives on the forehead. Okay, I also believe that we will be fine. This spaceship came to the solar system 10,000 years ago, and there were no problems at that time. It's just that the warp engine is broken. Even if we experience it again this time, even if the warp engine breaks down again, we have enough repair raw materials this time. So, I believe it will be foolproof. Chen Yu spoke with heroic words. He had prepared so fully, he believed that there would be absolutely no problems. Chapter 266. The Millennium Falcon, under the control of the AI, constantly locked onto the orbital position where the wormhole would appear. As expected, the wormhole finally reappeared after a few days. Chen Yu was still absorbing cosmic dark energy in the training room when the AI's reminder echoed in his mind. Captain, the wormhole has appeared. The wormhole has appeared. Ah, the wormhole has appeared? Good, I'll head to the ship's command center immediately. But if one looked closely, a distorted space could be seen in a certain area ahead. So much so that some stars inside appeared as white lines, a manifestation of distorted space-time. Chen Yu looked at the abnormal spatial wormhole ahead. To be honest, he felt apprehensive. Faced with the unknown within, no one could remain completely calm and composed. Are we finally going in? I wonder what's inside. Yu, are you ready? Solara asked, nestling in Chen Yu's arms. Yes, I'm ready. Are you afraid? As long as we're with you, we're not afraid. That's right, we're not afraid. If hubby isn't afraid, then Zijia isn't afraid either. Good, then let's explore this wormhole together. AI, set sail, enter the wormhole, and activate data collection mode. Understood, Captain. The Millennium Falcon is entering the wormhole. To ensure safety, Chen Yu and his 4 wives all sat in the fixed space chairs and strapped themselves in. In case the ship encountered turbulence in the wormhole, they wouldn't bump into things or fall. The Millennium Falcon slowly approached the wormhole, and the surrounding starry sky began to twist and distort. At this moment, in the command center, Chen Yu and his wives held their breath. Perhaps they should play the background music from the movie Interstellar when the ship passed through that wormhole. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Time slowly passed. The ship completely entered the wormhole, slowly submerging and disappearing into that distorted space. Chen Yu watched the changes in the starry sky outside. After entering the wormhole, the surrounding stars streaked past like shooting stars. Ahead was an endless abyss. Those with poor mental fortitude might be frightened by this boundless darkness. The degree of distortion in the surrounding starry sky intensified, and Chen Yu even saw some incredible scenes. Such as the powerful accretion disk produced by a quasar. Or the scene of a giant star being swallowed by a black hole, flashing past. The wormhole was sometimes dark and desolate, sometimes dazzling and brilliant, with clouds of dust quickly passing the ship. Chen Yu even saw some ancient galaxies, galaxies that had not yet fully formed. Inside, countless planets drifted, each trailing a long cloud of dust. And these planets would eventually form a planet similar to Earth. This cyclical cosmic phenomenon was the birth of a planet. After an unknown amount of time, the front of the ship suddenly disappeared, and all the objects in front became invisible. Chen Yu stretched out his hand and looked down, only to find that it was also slowly disappearing. Chen Yu was shocked. What was going on? He turned his head to look behind him. Immediately, his eyes widened. He saw a scene he had never seen before in his life. He actually saw another version of himself, sitting in the space chair in the command center. And that version of himself was stretching out his hand, beginning to examine it. After seeing his hand disappear, that version of himself also looked back. Wasn't that exactly what he had done just a dozen seconds ago? Chen Yu was shocked. Could it be that his current time had already surpassed that of the version of himself behind him? Could this be the law of time? Had he broken through the shackles and foreseen the future? Chen Yu contacted the AI in his mind. AI, did you see that? The AI did not respond. At this moment, Chen Yu realized that there was no light in the entire Millennium Falcon. He was the only one left in the entire command center, and Chen Yu felt somewhat afraid. What was going on? Where were his wives? Were they originally by his side, or could he simply not see them? Where had the AI gone? Why couldn't he establish a connection with it? Ever since Chen Yu obtained the Millennium Falcon and bound his brainwaves to the AI, he had never lost contact with it. It had been decades, and now, being unable to connect to the AI in his mind made Chen Yu feel like he had lost control of everything. It was as if he had been abandoned in this boundless dark abyss. The surroundings were deathly silent. He couldn't see anything ahead, only the faint light emitted by the scattered luminous dust clouds. What's going on? Where am I now? AI, come out and answer me. Chen Yu was still looking behind him, watching the version of himself behind him become flustered. Time. Time. What exactly is time? Why does misalignment occur? What is the end of relativity? Chen Yu wildly speculated in his mind. Now with over 20% of his brain power developed, he had actually comprehended a trace of the law of time at this moment. Why does time slow down for moving objects? Why is there a billionth of a difference between the time on the top floor and the bottom floor of a 1,000-meter-high building? Chapter 267. Chen Yu looked again at the boundless darkness ahead. Suddenly, he saw a swirling galaxy pass by, which looked very much like the Milky Way. But the closer it got to the spaceship, the more distorted it became. Could that be the Milky Way? Why can't I see it here? Is this a parallel universe? Just as the Milky Way, like a wall, swept past the spaceship, an even more astonishing scene appeared to Chen Yu. He actually saw the solar system, that iconic blue planet, and its only satellite, the Moon. The image flashed across Chen Yu's face, and Chen Yu saw the entire Earth in a fleeting moment. Why am I seeing these things? Where am I exactly? Chen Yu shook his head. Even with his level of brain development, it was already difficult to comprehend the mysteries here. Suddenly, Chen Yu felt a pulling sensation in his body. It grew heavier and heavier. He was about to be unable to bear it. In the moment of closing his eyes, he saw a faintly glowing hole. Could that be the exit, the place connecting to another universe? Or was it the place in space where the Millennium Falcon originally fell when traveling through time? Chen Yu couldn't hold on any longer, and he fainted. At the instant Chen Yu fainted, in the Millennium Falcon's command room, a device with a red light suddenly turned green. The AI's voice transmitted. According to the original program settings, the drop point from 10,000 years ago has been reached. Initiating space jump function. The AI's words sounded more rigid and mechanical than when communicating with Chen Yu before. It seemed to be just a program command, not a real-time action by the AI. After the AI's dull, mechanical voice finished, the spaceship suddenly began to vibrate violently. Subsequently, the distorted starry sky that was rapidly flashing by disappeared instantly, and the pitch-black starry sky was still. The dull, mechanical voice sounded again. Fall successful. Within 30 million kilometers of the target. Starting the Millennium Falcon AI main program, starting the biological life support system, starting the conventional power engine, starting the artificial gravity system. After an unknown amount of time, Chen Yu had a dream. He dreamed that he had come to the edge of the universe. No matter what method he used, his spaceship could not break through an invisible barrier in front of him. And behind the barrier was an endless darkness, with nothing at all, but he just couldn't continue forward. Chen Yu left the spaceship, controlled the universe's dark energy, and personally flew to the invisible barrier, reaching out to explore it. There was no tactile sensation on his hand, but he just couldn't continue forward. Could this be the edge of the universe? What exactly is outside? Just as Chen Yu was staring blankly at the boundless darkness outside the universe, a strange phenomenon suddenly appeared before his eyes. Obviously, the Chen Yu on the other side had also discovered the Chen Yu on this side. The two looked at each other, their expressions shocked, their emotions almost the same. The Chen Yu on this side shouted at the Chen Yu on the other side across the invisible barrier. Although sound could not be transmitted in space at all, Chen Yu was still shouting. The Chen Yu on the other side seemed very surprised, the two reacted identically. Chen Yu was sure that he and the Chen Yu on the other side were not the same person. He and the other Chen Yu had the same appearance, but their thinking was definitely different. Because the other Chen Yu was also curious about him, so who exactly was he? Why would he appear here? Just as the two were looking at each other, in disbelief, the scene before them suddenly began to collapse. As if countless cracks were appearing, it began to slowly peel off and disappear. Chen Yu's dream was also slowly dissolving. Chen Yu leaned tightly against the barrier, reaching out to grab the other person. He waved his hands wildly. Don't go, tell me, who are you? Why are you here? Au, wake up quickly. Au, don't scare us, wake up quickly. Brother Yu, what's wrong with you? I'm so scared. Husband, Xiaojiazi has learned a new move, wake up quickly, I'll show it to you. Everything in the dream completely collapsed, and consciousness was gradually returning to reality. Chen Yu felt a strong light on his eyelids, and he heard several familiar voices in his ears. Slowly opening his eyes, Chen Yu adjusted for a while, and then saw his wives looking surprised and happy. Ah, he's awake, my husband is awake. Chen Yu's thinking gradually returned to normal. Ah, how long have I been asleep? Sualala hugged Chen Yu's head and choked with sobs. You've been in a coma for a month. Chen Yu was shocked that he had been in a coma for a month, but was that dream just now really a dream? Let's just treat it as a dream for now. In the dream, Chen Yu only felt that less than an hour had passed. Lala, where are we now? Tell me about what happened this month. Chapter 268. Sarera, Suro, Xiaoyueshu and Little Hair Clip exchanged glances and said. We also don't know where this is. Ever since entering that wormhole, we've seen a lot of strange things. I even saw events from millions of years ago on Messeras, it's all very bizarre. And it seems like each of us saw something different. Chen Yu frowned. What could be the reason for this? After you passed through the wormhole, did you faint like I did? Yes, but we woke up very quickly. Then, a mechanical voice sounded in the command room, saying that the ship had reached its target location and was waiting for the captain to wake up. Chen Yu knew that was the voice of the AI. The reaching out just now must have been when the dream was about to collapse, reaching out to grab the other self in the other universe. Alright, I'm awake now, you don't need to worry anymore. By the way, before you fainted, did you have any strange dreams? Chen Yu asked the question he wanted to ask. Since his wives had all experienced fainting after passing through the wormhole. Could it be that they, like him, also dreamed of themselves, or other bizarre dreams? Sarera scratched her head, Suro and Xiaoyueshu also frowned and thought hard, only Little Hair Clip looked innocent and said that she slept soundly. Before I woke up, I didn't dream of anything. I just felt like I didn't know how, but suddenly woke up, and could no longer see the starry sky passing by in the wormhole, Sarera said. Yes, me too. I don't even know when I fell asleep or passed out. I don't remember anything when I woke up. Me too. Chen Yu stood up and stretched his body, feeling the robust physique of a fourth-stage interstellar life form in its mid-stage. Lying stiffly for a month didn't have much of an impact. Chen Yu walked to the special glass in the command room. Looking outside, he could see sparsely shining stars, similar to what he saw in the depths of the universe. But Chen Yu felt that this place was definitely not ordinary. AI? Chen Yu called out to the AI in his mind. Captain, I'm here. Hearing the familiar voice of the AI in his mind, Chen Yu finally felt relieved. Thankfully, his connection with the AI was still there. Explain it to me, where are we now, and why did I faint for a month, and I had a strange dream? Captain, let me first talk about our current location. From the moment the Millennium Falcon entered the wormhole, in order to ensure that we could accurately arrive at the location of your universe 10,000 years ago, the ship set up an original mechanical detection program, and then I fell into a deep sleep. When it reached that location, the mechanical program started autonomously, initiating a space jump, and exiting the wormhole space, and then we arrived here. You mean, this is where your former crew members escaped from the Millennium Falcon? Yes, we are only 30 million kilometers away from the target. Then is this another universe? We cannot find the coordinates of neutron star positioning that can be used on Earth here. Although I cannot determine the exact location, based on the analysis of the dark energy density and background microwave radiation of this universe, we have not left our universe, but are only extremely far away from the solar system, at least tens of billions of light years away. Chen Yu could also guess that since the Millennium Falcon entered the wormhole from their universe 10,000 years ago. After arriving in Chen Yu's universe, the ship malfunctioned. Under the unknown circumstances ahead, the crew of the Millennium Falcon chose to escape in a landing craft. They are very likely to have already arrived in his universe. If we are still in our universe, and because we are too far away from the solar system, can we still go back? Captain, the ship is currently undamaged, and the warp engine is functioning normally. Even if we cannot temporarily know our position in the universe, as long as we sail in one direction, we will have a chance to find the location of the galaxy cluster around the Milky Way, and then we can return to Earth. Chen Yu nodded, that was true. After all, the Laniakea supercluster, to which the Milky Way belongs, is a full hundreds of millions of light years long. Like a super great wall in the universe, as long as we use the radio telescope on the ship. By identifying similar galaxy clusters through thousands of galaxies, we can find the way home. Alright, now that we've arrived at the space where your former crew members fell, let's go find them next. Captain, I was just waiting for you to wake up, and then we'll set off. As for your previous question, why you were in a coma for so long, and the strange dream you mentioned, I am analyzing it, and there is currently no clear answer. Alright, let's find your crew members first. Chen Yu looked at the dark starry sky, thinking of himself and the Millennium Falcon. They should have used the wormhole to achieve a shuttle of tens of billions of light years. As for whether they had completely left this universe, Chen Yu was not sure, and Trump, many years ago, should have completely passed through the wormhole. He must have left this universe. I wonder how he is doing now. Chapter 269. After waking up, Chen Yu planned to rest in place for a few days. Then, he would set off to the location pinpointed by the AI, to find the crew members of the Level 7 civilization from its original spaceship. Chen Yu had previously discussed with the AI about what to do with the crew members if any survived after finding them from the Millennium Falcon spaceship. The AI gave Chen Yu a solution. First, let the found Level 7 civilization crew members live on Earth. After Chen Yu completed the upgrade of Earth's civilization, they could follow the crew members and pilot the Millennium Falcon into the wormhole. Back to the Millennium Falcon spaceship's home planet, although the Millennium Falcon had never told Chen Yu what its home planet was called. The AI hoped that Chen Yu would follow their crew members to the home planet in the future and discover and experience it himself. Now, Chen Yu had completed the civilization upgrade of Earth and even saved all of humanity by relying on the technology of the Millennium Falcon spaceship. Otherwise, Earth would now be a living hell under the intense radiation of the sun. Chen Yu also felt that the people of Earth were actually very lucky. Just as the solar crisis broke out, Chen Yu obtained the Millennium Falcon spaceship. Was this destiny, or were the people of Earth indeed very lucky? Grateful for this Level 7 civilization that crashed on Earth, and even more grateful for the AI. Therefore, Chen Yu would help it complete the AI's request, even if there were dangers. Regardless of whether its former Level 7 civilization crew members were alive or dead, Chen Yu would find them. During these few days of rest, Chen Yu compiled statistics on the images his wives on the spaceship saw when crossing the wormhole. And what happened after they fainted. Chen Yu also didn't forget that there were more than 1,000 Mesolas people in the Millennium Falcon spaceship's cargo hold. Chen Yu also compiled statistics on them. After compiling the statistics, Chen Yu became even more puzzled. Because each of them saw different images when crossing the wormhole. At that time, Chen Yu saw everything in his forward field of vision disappear, and even his outstretched hand disappeared. But looking backward, he saw his own actions delayed by more than 10 seconds. All of this was very similar to a space-time disorder, or rather, his time had been advanced. Or perhaps Chen Yu foresaw the future. However, after Chen Yu compiled the feelings of thousands of Mesola's people at that time, he fell into deep thought. They didn't feel any difference in time at all, nor did they see the images that Chen Yu saw. They only saw some interstellar dust and nebulae passing by. There was no situation where they couldn't see their fingers, or even the image of themselves appearing behind them. This made Chen Yu feel puzzled. Why was he the only one who could see those images? And precisely because he saw those time-disordered images, a trace of comprehension of the laws of time emerged in Chen Yu's mind. Could this be the ability to move towards a higher level of civilization? Chen Yu had heard the AI explain that the higher the level of civilization of the human race, the higher the development of their own brain domain and the level of their life form must be. If they didn't have a powerful brain domain, it would be absolutely impossible for them to comprehend the technology of higher civilizations, as well as the laws of time and space. Chen Yu was delighted. He actually had a guess in his mind that his current brain domain development had broken through 20%. The laws he could comprehend were definitely not comparable to others on the spaceship. Even Solara, who was also a Starry Sky Tier 4 life form, probably only had a brain domain development of about 19% at present. Don't underestimate this 1% gap. It was like an unbridgeable gap. There was a world of difference between above 20% and within 20%. AI, prepare to set off. As for why I saw those images, I think it's because I comprehended a trace of the laws of time. Captain, according to my latest detection of your brain domain development, it has increased from 20.55% before entering the wormhole to the current 25.72%, an increase of a full 5 percentage points. Your so-called dream and the images you saw when crossing the wormhole are very likely, as you said, a comprehension of a trace of the laws of time. Yes, I do feel that since I woke up, my mind has been clearer than before. I can now gradually understand many level 6 civilization technologies that I couldn't understand before. This should be my current change. That's really congratulations, Captain. If it weren't for this comprehension, it would take at least decades for your brain domain to increase by 5%. Okay, now that it's basically been determined what's going on, let's set off and find your crew members. Do you know the specific location? Chapter 270. I know. According to the mechanical program set before entering the wormhole, the location where we emerge from the wormhole is the same location where my crew members emerged. Because the universe is constantly changing, the margin of error is within 30 million kilometers according to calculations. The day after I emerged here, I received a pulse signal from the landing craft my former crew members were aboard. Oh. Does that mean you've confirmed they're there? Yes, but this pulse signal is a search signal source that the intelligent search program emits into deep space every 10 hours after the ship has been severely damaged. This also proves that my crew members may have met with misfortune. Chen Yu could understand, it was similar to a plane crash. The black box, relying on its remaining energy, would still emit signals to the outside world at intervals. Okay, then let's go there now based on the signal source. No matter what, I will fulfill the promise I made when I bonded with you. Okay, Captain. Departing now. The Millennium Falcon's conventional engine started. 30 million kilometers didn't require the warp drive. At the Millennium Falcon's conventional flight speed in space, these tens of millions of kilometers would only take a few hours to reach. Approximately 5 hours later, the Millennium Falcon stopped moving forward. Chen Yu looked at the dark space outside the glass. AI, have we reached our destination? Yes, we have reached our destination. But there's nothing here, not even any space dust or meteorites. Chen Yu wondered. Captain, it's not that there's nothing here. Look. Subsequently, the holographic image in the command center turned on. Using the ship as a radius, there was a black dot in front. Chen Yu squinted and strained his eyes to look. Sure enough, he saw the outline of a planet. But Chen Yu was puzzled. In interstellar space, this kind of terrestrial planet could not exist independently in a starry sky without being attached to a star. Either its former star was destroyed, but the resulting matter and dust would quickly condense into nutrients for other stars. It might even form a new star system, but this planet was just floating alone in this star field. After Chen Yu's investigation, there were no stars within hundreds of light years around. This was even more outrageous. Could this be a planet like the one in the movie The Wandering Earth? The humans on it invented a planetary engine and sent the planet here. The energy was exhausted, and humanity was extinct. The planet was left in this endless starry sky? But that didn't make sense either. There were no stars within hundreds of light years around. Chen Yu didn't believe that a civilization on the verge of extinction could send a planet to a place hundreds of light years away from a star system. AI, can you explain my doubts? Chen Yu raised his question to the AI, asking why there was a lonely planet here. Captain, this planet is somewhat contrary to common sense, but these kinds of interstellar wandering planets can exist. In the long and endless years of the universe, some planets born in ancient galaxies hundreds of billions of years ago were attracted by various complex gravitational forces during the evolution of the universe. There is a 1 in a billion chance that a planet will break away from its former orbit and be attracted by another great attractor. Under the gravitational pull of hundreds of billions of years, a planet like this could be floating in this kind of ghostly place. According to the subtle displacement of this planet during this period of time, I have detected its trajectory. According to the detection of the Level 7 Civilization's super-sensitive gravitational wave detector, this planet is approaching a great attractor 800 light-years away at a speed of 10 km per second, similar to the Laniakea supercluster's gravitational group. Good heavens, 10 km per second, it would take trillions of years to fly to a place 800 light-years away. Therefore, this planet will never reach its destination. In the middle, it may encounter the disintegration of the great attractor and the collapse of the galaxy cluster. Then it will move towards another great attractor that attracts it. In simple terms, I can detect where this planet is going at every moment, but it will never arrive. Moreover, as the gravitational center of the great attractor changes, its orbit is changing at every moment. That is to say, its orbit is easy to calculate, but each calculated result has a subtle difference of 1 in a billion. Do you understand? Chen Yu really understood the AI's explanation. There is currently no such theory on Earth. Because scientists on Earth have not discovered this kind of planet at all. And Chen Yu noticed what the AI said just now, that is, this kind of wandering planet not only cannot reach its destination. It is also a planet formed in the ancient universe, so what might be on it? AI, if the ship your crew was on landed on such a planet, what are their chances of survival?